Chapter 342. The sword immortal puppet was created by Uncle Lon using his divine ability. Qin Yu did not know how the sword immortal puppet was created, but he knew one thing. When his soul fused with a sword immortal puppet, the puppet's body was like his own. The only difference between the sword immortal puppet and a normal body was that the energy source was the 9x9 spirit array. When the sword immortal puppet was injured, it would also bleed. This was the first time the sword immortal puppet had bled, but it gave Qin Yu an unprecedented shock. From the mortal realm to the immortal, devil and demon realm, the sword immortal puppet's body was tough and did not disappoint Qin Yu. Even on Amber Moon Star, the sword immortal puppet's body was not injured. This time, the sword immortal puppet was injured. The wind whistled. Qin Yu took the attack of the sword immortal puppet head-on. Like Lu Xing, he was sent flying towards the east, shuttling through the clouds. Qin Yu did not care how far he flew. He only cared about his sword immortal puppet. Green Blood Sword Immortal Ji Bai is a level 7 Immortal Emperor Sword Immortal. His attack power is much stronger than Immortal Emperor Qian Qi's. Although Immortal Emperor Qian Qi could not break through the sword immortal puppet's defense, it does not mean that the Green Blood Sword Immortal could not. At this moment, Qin Yu calmed down. On the Amber Moon planet, he had once used the soul-searching technique on a third-generation disciple of the Jade Sword School, a level 8 Golden Immortal. That Golden Immortal's memories naturally included the green-blooded sword Immortal Ji Bai, a super expert whose name had spread far and wide. Now the most important thing is to repair the sword immortal puppet's body. Although this wound does not affect me much, but the enemy can use it to attack me. Qin Yu could not help but use the energy from the top-grade elemental spirit stone to repair the wound. Generally speaking, when the body is injured, it can be healed with energy. Qin Yu also treated the sword immortal puppet as if it was a normal body. When the energy entered the wound, Qin Yu found that the wound was shrinking at an extremely slow speed. The wound wriggled and traces of muscle cells grew out. Effective. Using energy could indeed repair the wound, but the speed of recovery was just too slow. When the energy of the 9 top-grade spirit essence stones was exhausted, Qin Yu discovered that the wound had only recovered about 1/10 of its original size. Qin Yu frowned. At this rate, he would need at least 90 top-grade elemental spirit stones to completely heal his wounds. This was a price that even the current Qin Yu was unable to bear. Right, there is another way. Qin Yu suddenly thought of a possibility. Times within 1,000 li radius of Blue Fiery Cloud Inn, it was dead silent. Most of the people could hear their own nervous heartbeats. Above Blue Fiery Cloud Inn, the white-haired blood devil Shui Yiling's aura completely enveloped the Xian Huang Dual Swords couple. The Xian Huang Dual Swords couple did not even dare to move. They just stored up their immortal elemental energy and prepared to unleash their strongest attack. Jun Luoyu stood there, occasionally glancing coldly at Devil Emperor Pian Yi. On the other hand, Immortal Emperor Ji Bai frowned. Ji Bai, what's wrong? Shui Yiling asked curiously. Ji Bai's eyes were filled with disbelief. You might not have seen it when you blocked the Xian Huang Dual Swords, but someone actually blocked my sword. Although it was not my full strength, it was at least 80% of my strength. He actually used his body to block it. Impossible, Shui Yiling said without hesitation. Just now, Qin Yu blocked the sword light in a split second. Those who were weaker could not even see Qin Yu's lightning-fast figure, even with their eyes wide open. I also thought it was impossible, but everything just happened in front of my eyes. It's really unbelievable. If he used a weapon to block it, I would not be too surprised. But he used his body to block it, and he is not dead. Green Blood Sword Immortal Ji Bai's mind was completely focused on that mysterious person. Shui Yiling was also silent. The Xian Huang Dual Swords couple, by En Huang Yi, their relationship was very good. They had been together since the Yuanying period, and spent 1,000,000 years together. At this time they did not want to separate. White-hair blood devil Shui Yiling was very strong. But the Xian Huang dual swords couple was not as easy to kill as those level 3 or 4 immortal or devil emperors. White Hair Blood Devil only had the confidence to kill one of them, but to kill both of them, he did not have the confidence. Oh. Xue Yiling was waiting for Ji Bai. Wife, you should leave quickly. This Ji Bai is still in shock. We only need to face Xue Yiling. I can use my secret technique to block him for a while. You should leave quickly. Huang Yi transmitted. Bai Yi looked at her husband. Brother Yi, don't forget the vow from that year. Huang Yi also looked at his wife. Their gazes met. Everything was understood without words. That year, 2 young people in their 20s, under the setting sun, made a vow to hold hands, grow old together. In the many life and death situations, they had never separated. How many years had it been? Their feelings had already seeped into their souls. But this time, they did not have any confidence. White Hair Blood Devil Xue Yiling and Green Blood Sword Immortal Ji Bai were not people they could fight against. There was no chance of survival. I have long heard of the two's combined ultimate technique. If they were to fight to the death, they would be able to heavily injure me. In terms of individual attacks, I am still not as good as Ji Bai. Xue Yiling felt helpless. He could only lock his immortal sense on the opponent, and a huge aura spread out. Once the two moved, he would attack. He was now waiting for the Green Blood Sword Immortal Ji Bai. Ji Bai, don't think about it. Quickly kill the Xian Huang dual swords couple. Xue Yiling was a little anxious. Ji Bai pondered for a moment, then raised his head and let out a long sigh. I never thought that there would be such an expert in this world. After saving Jade Blade Boy from my sword, he disappeared so suddenly. I couldn't find any trace of him. Jade Blade Boy was saved and immediately escaped. Then he used greater teleportation to escape. As for Qin Yu, it would be strange if Ji Bai could find Qin Yu's aura, because Qin Yu was currently in the Qin Yu Immortal Mansion, carefully testing out his conjecture. Ji Bai, Xue Yiling once again urged. But at this time, Madam, quickly leave. If you don't leave, I will not die in peace. That angry roar sounded in Bai Yi's mind, and her husband Huang Yi's body exploded with a dazzling golden light. Like the sun, he rushed towards White Hair Blood Devil Xue Yiling. Brother Yi. Bai Yi's face was pale. Seeing this scene, she naturally knew what her husband had done. The usually elegant and carefree Huang Yi's face was now as ferocious as if he had gone mad. His entire body was dazzling with golden light, and the sword in his hand flashed with a dazzling light. In an instant, he was in front of Xue Yiling. Going all out. White Hair Blood Devil Xue Yiling saw this scene and laughed coldly. In his right hand, an extremely thin blood-red sword appeared. At the same time he transmitted, Ji Bai, if you don't act, that girl will escape. Green Blood Sword Immortal Ji Bai was shocked by the sudden appearance of the mysterious person, but he still paid attention to the situation on the battlefield. After all, he had been through hundreds of battles. Don't worry, he won't be able to escape. Green Blood Sword Immortal Ji Bai transmitted into White Hair Blood Devil Xue Yiling's mind. Xue Yiling's face had a trace of a smile. When had his old partner disappointed him? White Hair Blood Devil Xue Yiling against Xian Huang Dual Swords Huang Yi. Green Blood Sword Immortal Ji Bai against Xian Huang Dual Swords Bai Yi. Puchi. Jun Luo Yu's rusty sword pierced through Devil Emperor Pian Yi's abdomen. Jun Luo Yu glanced at Devil Emperor Pian Yi's incredulous eyes and smiled faintly. Then he slowly pulled out his sword. How can? Before he finished speaking, Devil Emperor Pian Yi's entire body fell from the sky. The second-level Immortal Emperor, Jun Luo Yu, killed the third-level Devil Emperor Pian Yi with a single sword. The 3 Devil Emperors on Blood Devil Emperor's side who acted as bait, Pian Yi, Hian I, and Kawa were all killed. The 3 Immortal Emperors on Emperor Yu's side who acted as bait did not die. These 3 people were Zhou Yu, Ai Xiao, and Duo Mi. These 3 people were looking at Jun Luo Yu with shock and fear. Jun Luo Yu was clearly far away just now. How did he suddenly appear behind Devil Emperor Pian Yi? One must know that the surrounding energy fluctuations caused the space to become unstable. No one dared to teleport. These three immortal emperors still took out their top-grade immortal equipment and surrounded Jun Luo Yu. Jun Luo Yu killed Devil Emperor Pian Yi with a single sword strike. There was no loud sound. But white hair blood devil Shui Yiling against Huang Yi. There was a heaven-shaking explosion. That was the terrifying sound of Huang Yi's yuanying self-explosion after his sword failed. With Huang Yi as the center, the energy from the explosion spread out in all directions in a ripple shape. Like a stone smashing into a calm lake. The self-explosion of a level 5 immortal emperor. That energy was too terrifying. In almost 2 breaths of time, the energy from the explosion had spread to the spectators who were 100 li away. Over 1 million spectators frantically dodged. Those with low cultivation like heavenly immortals and heavenly demons all exploded under the energy. Blood dyed the entire sky red. Those low-level golden immortals were also heavily injured. Only the strong golden immortals were able to withstand it. Madman! The closest white-hair blood devil Shui Yiling received the greatest impact. Even with his level 7 immortal emperor cultivation, he could still feel the energy in his body trembling. When this madman attacked, he had already triggered the self-explosion of yuanying. Otherwise, yuanying's self-explosion would not be so fast. Shui Yiling cursed angrily in his heart. Obviously, when Huang Yi attacked, he was already prepared to die. Brother Yi! A hoarse and painful scream resounded through the sky. The other profound yellow double swords, Bai Yi, was trembling in pain. Not far from her, green blood sword immortal Jibai sighed. Bai Yi, your life is worse than death. Let me send you on your way. Actually, when Bai Yi saw the pain of her husband's self-explosion, green blood sword immortal Jibai could have killed her. However, Jibai did not. With his attack power, killing the level 6 immortal emperor Jade Blade Boy was a simple matter. Not to mention the level 5 immortal emperor, Bai Yi. Green blood sword immortal Jibai disdained to kill others when they were distracted. If he wanted to kill, he would do it openly. Jibai. Bai Yi's face was pale, her entire person seemed bleak. I am not your opponent. I know I cannot escape. If you want to kill me, then kill me. If you don't kill me today, I will definitely take revenge on you in the future. The hatred between us cannot be washed away. The moment Brother Yi died, it was already destined. If you don't die, then I will. Bai Yi did not hide her intentions. Indeed, if she could escape, she, Bai Yi, would definitely escape and come back for revenge. However, if she wanted to escape in front of Green Blood Sword Immortal, it was simply a dream. AI, be on your way. Green Blood Sword Immortal Jibai sighed. His right hand had already touched the sword hilt. Green Blood Sword Immortal did not realize that a speck of dust was flying towards him at a terrifying speed. That speck of dust was the transformation of the Qingyu Immortal Mansion. If Green Blood Sword Immortal did not observe carefully, he would not have noticed the restriction placed by Immortal Emperor Ni Yang. Tears flowed down from the corner of Bai Yi's eyes. Brother Yi, I am sorry. The golden immortal experts watching from afar all thought that Bai Yi was definitely going to die. The profound yellow dual swords that dominated the immortal realm was going to be finished. Green blood sword immortal Jibai's right hand that was touching the sword hilt suddenly moved, unsheathed the sword. Countless sword chi surged within the area of tens of li. This was a world of sword chi. Green blood sword immortal's long sword condensed a green sword chi and shot towards Bai Yi. Hey, I am here again. A voice sounded in Green blood sword immortal Jibai's mind. Green blood sword immortal Jibai was startled. His eyes only saw a familiar figure appear out of thin air. He directly blocked in front of Bai Yi. Bai Yi, quickly leave. Qin Yu pushed Bai Yi fiercely. This push pushed Bai Yi tens of li away, and Qin Yu was once again blasted into a ray of light. It's you again. No matter how good his temper was after being disrupted again and again, Green Blood Sword Immortal Jibai was enraged, the muscles on his face trembling. Don't think of leaving. With a furious roar, Green Blood Sword Immortal Jibai was about to give chase. However, at this time a blood-red light had already rushed over. At the same time a voice transmitted. Jibai, I will chase after him. You help me deal with Jun Luoyu. Against Jun Luoyu I cannot do anything. Alright. Green Blood Sword Immortal Jibai agreed to his friend's request. However, at this time Bai Yi had already escaped thousands of li away, using greater teleportation to escape. Jibai still remembered the words that Bai Yi had said. If you don't kill me today, I will definitely take revenge on you in the future. The enmity between you and me is something that cannot be washed away. The moment Brother Yi died, it was already destined. If you don't die, then I will. Big problem. Jibai was furious. He hated the person who disrupted his plan even more. This time, the only big fish that were caught in the trap were the profound yellow double swords and Jade Blade Boy. However, Jade Blade Boy and Bai Yi were both rescued by this mysterious person. The trap set up by Emperor Yu and the Blood Devil Emperor could be said to have been destroyed by this mysterious person. Chapter 343. Green Blood Sword Immortal Jibai calmed down the anger in his heart and looked towards his good friend, white-haired Blood Devil Shui Leng. The person he wanted to kill but couldn't. Genius Immortal Emperor, Jun Luoyu. After cultivating for a few hundred years, he had reached level 2 Immortal Emperor. No matter who heard of this speed, they would be shocked. There was no need to doubt the title of genius. At this moment, Jun Luoyu was surrounded by Zhou Yu, Ai Shao and Duomi Zhou Yu, and the other two Immortal Emperors didn't dare to make a move against Jun Luoyu, who had some kind of special skill. Jun Luoyu stood calmly in the middle and drank his wine, not worried at all. He didn't run, he didn't panic. He just stood there and drank. The nerves of Zhou Yu and the other two were extremely tense. Just now, Jun Luoyu had abruptly appeared beside the third-level Devil Emperor Pian Yi and killed him with a single sword strike. The three of them could still remember it clearly. No one knew if Jun Luoyu would use that strange technique again and suddenly appear behind them. All of you back off. Jibai waved his hand and let Zhou Yu, Ai Shao and Duomi retreat to the side. Zhou Yu and the other two heaved a sigh of relief. Surrounding Jun Luoyu with their nerves stretched taut, they were also scared witless. Now, the three of them were happy and relaxed as they retreated far away. Green Blood Sword Immortal, Jibai looked at Jun Luoyu. Why didn't you run away just now? Jibai asked. Jun Luoyu smiled indifferently. Run away? Why would I be in a hurry to run away? It wouldn't be too late to leave after finishing this bottle of wine. Jibai's face stiffened and thought in his heart, Jun Luoyu, I really don't know if I should praise you for having guts or scold you for being an idiot. Facing the famous Green Blood Sword Immortal, Jun Luoyu didn't care at all and continued to drink his wine. Finished drinking? Jibai purposely asked. Not yet. Jun Luoyu replied honestly. Jibai was speechless. Meeting such a weird person. Taking a deep breath, Jibai smiled. Jun Luoyu, this seems to be the first time we've met. Jun Luoyu nodded slightly. Genius Immortal Emperor, you managed to cultivate to level 2 Mystic Immortal in just a few hundred years. This kind of miraculous thing is indeed shocking. When I first cultivated to level 2 Mystic Immortal, I spent more than 100,000 years. Jibai was not anxious at all. You spent a few hundred years and I spent 100,000 years. The difference is huge. I finished drinking. Jun Luoyu casually tossed the wine jug away, and the wine jug drew a curve as it fell downwards. A brilliant smile appeared on Jibai's face. Jun Luoyu, you are a genius, no one can deny that. Let me ask you. If you have the ability in the future, will you kill Shui Leng? Jun Luoyu nodded. Yes, I want to kill all the subordinates of the Blood Devil Emperor. But just now Shui Leng spared your life. Jibai furrowed his brows and said with slight anger, You're not grateful that he spared you, but instead want to kill him in the future. Aren't you going too far? Jun Luoyu smiled indifferently. It's not that he doesn't want to kill me, but that he can't. Can't kill him. Ji Bai recalled Shui Yilang's voice transmission. Shui Yilang had indeed said that he couldn't kill Jun Luoyu, and this made Ji Bai slightly suspicious. Furthermore, even if he wanted to kill me, he can't. Jun Luoyu said again. Ji Bai felt that he had heard a big joke. A level 2 immortal lord said that a level 7 devil emperor couldn't kill him. Wasn't this a big joke? Can't kill you, what makes you think so? Ji Bai continued. Jun Luoyu raised his eyelids and looked at Ji Bai with his slightly intoxicated eyes. Why should I tell you? Ji Bai didn't get angry and said with a smile. Do you know, before Shui Yilang left, he entrusted me with something. He entrusted you with killing me. Jun Luoyu interrupted, with a trace of disdain in his eyes. I already guessed it, he definitely wouldn't let me live like this. Ji Bai nodded. Yes, he asked me to kill you. Of course he wouldn't let you live like this. To reach level 2 immortal lord in a few hundred years, to reach level 8 or 9, who knows how much time you would need. Maybe you would reach that level in 10,000 years. Your cultivation speed is too shocking, to the point that even the white-hair blood devil wants to kill you to prevent future troubles. Facing a genius. How could the white-hair blood devil be at ease and let him grow? Jun Luoyu stretched his body and placed the rusty sword on his shoulder. He looked at Ji Bai and said, Don't say so much, I know you want to kill me. Didn't you want to know why the white-hair blood devil Shui Yilang couldn't kill me? You'll know when you try, because you can't kill me either. Ji Bai sneered in his heart. An expert must have absolute confidence. Without confidence, one can't be called an expert. Ji Bai was able to move unhindered in the immortal, devil and demon realms for so many years. How could he doubt whether he could kill his opponent just because of a few words? I can't kill you. Anyone can talk big, but to be able to make a big promise become a reality, not many can succeed. Ji Bai's hand slowly reached for the sword hilt on his back. I am one of those few who succeeded. Jun Luoyu smiled. Oh, you're that powerful. Then let me test it out. Ji Bai's wrist moved. Unsheathed the sword. A green sword ray shot towards Jun Luoyu. With the speed of the green sword ray, it was impossible for Jun Luoyu to dodge. Moreover, Ji Bai could control the direction of the green sword ray. Seeing the green sword ray pass through Jun Luoyu's body, the green blood sword immortal Ji Bai smiled faintly. Another one who talks big. Is that true? Ah! A series of miserable screams sounded out. When the green sword ray passed through Jun Luoyu's body, it didn't seem to lose any energy, and continued to shoot forward. With the speed of the green sword ray, in a blink of an eye, it was 1,000 miles away. At this moment, many of the golden immortals, demon kings and devil kings who were watching were killed by the green sword ray. Something's wrong. Ji Bai's face changed, and once again looked at Jun Luoyu's previous position. He saw Jun Luoyu was standing 10 meters away, smiling at him. You're not dead. Ji Bai couldn't understand. I saw you get pierced with my own eyes, but how come you're not injured at all? Jun Luoyu still had a dispirited look. I've said it before, not only white-hair blood devil Shui Yilang couldn't kill me, even you can forget about killing me. Do you believe me now? Ji Bai faced Jun Luoyu again. I still don't believe it. Clang. The divine sword was unsheathed. Ji Bai's long sword suddenly turned into 10 swords, and then the 10 swords carried an unparalleled brilliance as they pierced through the air, shooting towards a small area around Jun Luoyu. The divine sword green blood was incomparably sharp. Out of the 10 swords, 3 pierced through Jun Luoyu's body, and the other 10 swords shot towards the area 10 meters around Jun Luoyu. The divine sword returned to its sheath. Ji Bai was still carefully observing Jun Luoyu's body. At this time, Ji Bai discovered that the pierced body of Jun Luoyu was gradually disappearing, and at a place 10 meters away, Jun Luoyu's body reappeared. I've said it before, you can't kill me. Jun Luoyu smiled. While Ji Bai was paying attention, he also used his immortal sense to carefully observe the minute changes in space. At the moment when he drew his sword, the space around Jun Liu seemed to have changed. Could it be? Ji Bai thought of a possibility. Divine Weapon Sky Shifter. How do you have the Divine Weapon Sky Shifter? Ji Bai's face changed. The Divine Weapon Sky Shifter should be on a girl. How do you have it? There were very few experts in the immortal devil and demon realm who knew about the Divine Weapon Sky Shifter, and Ji Bai was one of them. Because he knew about the existence of the Divine Weapon Sky Shifter, Ji Bai didn't attack again. Could it be that you killed that girl? Ji Bai's face was full of shock. No. Jun Liu smiled faintly. I didn't expect you to know about the Divine Weapon Sky Shifter. Yes, I said you can't kill me because Yenner lent me the Divine Weapon Sky Shifter. Lent it to you. Ji Bai hesitated. Others didn't know what the Divine Weapon Sky Shifter represented, but he, Green Blood Sword Immortal Ji Bai, as the #1 subordinate of Emperor Yu, knew. Although the Divine Weapon Sky Shifter could control the space within an area, it could teleport people to another location. But it couldn't be considered invincible. As long as one's attack covered the area controlled by the opponent, one could still heavily injure or even kill the opponent. But the Divine Weapon Sky Shifter didn't just represent a divine weapon, it also represented an identity. Whatever, that person only told Emperor Yu not to touch her disciple, that little girl. Even if I kill Jun Liu, that person has no reason to find trouble with Emperor Yu. Ji Bai convinced himself. Ji Bai knew how strong the Divine Weapon Sky Shifter represented was, but he and the white-haired blood devil Shui Lang were life and death buddies. For his life and death buddy, what did he care? And that person only said not to touch her disciple, that little girl, and not Jun Liu. You really think you can't die just because you have the Divine Weapon Sky Shifter? Ji Bai directly pulled out the green blood sword from his back. In the past, he would directly pull out the sword and attack. But now, Ji Bai was finally going to be ruthless. Green blood sword art. Blood shadow, chaos. Countless sword shadows instantly covered a 100-meter radius with Jun Liu as the center, shooting over in such a densely packed manner. No matter where Jun Liu hid, he would be hit. Pang! A crisp sound rang out, and Jun Liu's figure appeared in another direction. Jun Liu's mouth had a trace of blood. Green Blood Sword Immortal is indeed Green Blood Sword Immortal, as expected powerful. But if you want to kill me, dream on. While his voice was still resounding, Jun Liu's entire person stepped on the rusty sword and flew up. Although the attack power is scattered, and every sword chi's power is not even a tenth of my strongest power, but he, a level 2 immortal lord, should not be able to block it. Could it be that his rusty sword is not an ordinary sword? Ji Bai's heart was filled with doubts, but he had already chased after him. Ji Bai guessed correctly. Jun Liu's rusty sword was a divine sword, and this divine sword had long fallen into Jun Liu's hands. Stepping on the rusty sword, Jun Liu's speed was extremely fast. But Ji Bai also stepped on the divine sword, and his speed was much faster than Jun Liu's. But the Divine Weapon Sky Shifter made it difficult for Ji Bai to catch up to Jun Liu. After flying for a while, Jun Liu suddenly relied on the Divine Weapon Sky Shifter to change his position. His entire person seemed to have teleported to another location, and even the direction of his flight had greatly changed. Under the whistling of the sword chi, Ji Bai did not dare to teleport. Although his speed was fast, Jun Liu's sudden change of direction and position would cause him to be caught unprepared. He could only ruthlessly chase after Jun Liu. Pucci. Just as Jun Liu dared to change his position, tens of sword chi ruthlessly shot over. Jun Liu hurriedly changed his position again. This Ji Bai actually knows how to guess my change of position. Jun Liu was careful, but Ji Bai was also persevering. That Ji Bai merely used his index finger and middle finger to form a sword finger, and emitted streaks of sharp sword chi. Relying on his profound power, Ji Bai continued to attack like this, causing Jun Liu to continuously rely on the divine tool wheel to dodge. Jun Liu easily dodged. But the people on Blue Flame Star were unlucky. If they were not careful, a sword chi would shoot down from the sky and kill them. The number of people who suffered from this unexpected calamity was not few. Times in another region above Blue Flame Star, there was another pair of people chasing after each other. White-haired blood devil Shui Lang stood on a blood-red thin sword, crazily stirring up the energy in his body to continuously chase after the distant Qinyu. This mysterious person's speed is too fast. Shui Lang, a level 7 Devil Emperor, stood on a low-grade divine weapon. As the number 1 subordinate of the Blood Devil Emperor, how could he not have a divine weapon? Qin Yu stood on the divine sword, Sky Piercer, a middle-grade divine weapon. Qin Yu's divine weapon surpassed Shui Lang by a level. Furthermore, his body was a sword immortal puppet, and his body was comparable to a divine weapon. Man and sword as one, his speed was extremely fast. The only weakness was that Qin Yu's flight was powered by top-grade elemental spirit stones, and his efficiency was only comparable to a level 9 golden immortal. Shui Lang, whether it was his body or his divine sword, could not compare to Qin Yu. He relied on the fact that his energy was purer and stronger than Qin Yu's, and his speed was slightly faster than Qin Yu's. Previously, when I stood on the divine sword Sky Piercer, that immortal Emperor Qian Qi could not see me in the blink of an eye. Although this Shui Lang is a level 7 Devil Emperor, his speed is much faster than immortal Emperor Qian Qi's. Qin Yu still remembered that time on Maple Moon Star, when he stood on the divine sword, Sky Piercer, and shook off immortal Emperor Qian Qi's pursuit. This Shui Lang is not only not slower than me, he is actually faster than me by a bit. What the hell? Qin Yu hurriedly changed directions to avoid Shui Lang's sudden attack. Qin Yu felt sullen, but how could Shui Lang chase happily? A dignified level 7 Devil Emperor, relying on a low-grade divine weapon, and using up all his energy, yet he could not catch up to Qin Yu. These two great pursuits were playing out in the skies of Blue Flame Star. Chapter 344. While the two pursuits were taking place in the sky above Blue Flame Star, the onlooking gold immortals, Yao Kings, and Demon Kings had already begun to disperse one by one. This battle was definitely the most astonishing one among the few transactions that had taken place. Green Blood Sword Immortal, Ji Bai. Level 7 Immortal Lord. White Hair Blood Devil, Shui Lang. Level 7 Devil Lord. Just the appearance of these two legendary super experts made countless spectators feel that this trip was not in vain. Furthermore, there was also Jade Blade Boy, Xian Huang Dual Swords, and the mysterious person who had single-handedly destroyed the situation. The last mysterious person is really too strong. He could even block the Green Blood Sword Immortal's sword. He should be at least a level 6 Immortal Lord, or even a level 7 Immortal Lord. Looking at the strength of the Immortal Lords and Devil Lords, I know that I am still far from being a super expert. The spectating experts flew away and started discussing with each other. The battle just now had made their blood boil. This battle would probably be remembered in their minds for a long time. Brother Qin actually disappeared. What a pity, what a pity. I still wanted to find Brother Qin for a drink. Lu Ba muttered, and followed the crowd out of Blue Fiery Cloud Inn. At this time, Jiang Yan frowned. Brother Luo Yu is always like this. That bastard Green Blood Sword Immortal, after seeing the divine weapon Sky Shifter. He still dares to chase. And what should I do? Jiang Yan was only a level 1 Immortal Lord. She could not even compare to Jun Luo Yu. She could not help at all. Let's go see if Brother Wu Ming is still around. Jiang Yan's eyes lit up. She turned into a ray of light and shot towards the east, disappearing into the eastern horizon. Times this was a very ordinary inn. On the first floor of the main hall, there were tens of tables. At one of the tables by the window sat a stern and determined young man. What was more special was that this young man had a head of flamboyant golden hair. Under his thick eyebrows was a pair of bright eyes. When he opened and closed them, it was as if lightning had struck. In his hand was a wine cup. raising the wine cup. He raised his head and drank the wine. Drinking alone, there were many dishes on the table. The most eye-catching one was the roasted lamb in the middle of the table. This golden-haired young man did not seem to mind. He grabbed a lamb leg with one hand and finished it in a few bites. On the side of the table, a golden spear. "Brother Nameless!" A clear voice rang out in the restaurant, and the blond young man who was drinking was startled. He raised his head and couldn't help but smile bitterly. "Oh, it's Yenner. What's the matter?" Wu Ming had a headache over Jiang Yan. Jiang Yan's temperament was actually very good, but sometimes she was too noisy. John Doe was very forthright when he drank and ate meat, but he didn't like noise. Using force to threaten Jiang Yan. Wu Ming had already given up. To him, Jiang Yan's martial strength wasn't high. She was only a first-grade immortal emperor. However, Jiang Yan had two divine weapons on her. One was the divine weapon Sky Shifter, and the other was the heavenly illusion net. Under the protection of the two artifacts, unless John Doe used his unique skill and had the intention to kill, it was absolutely impossible for him to hurt Jiang Yan. "Brother Nameless, I have a favor to ask of you. Can you agree?" Jiang Yan asked as she blinked her big eyes. Nameless frowned slightly. Although Jiang Yan was not strong, she had a lot of tricks up her sleeves. It could be said that there were not many things that could stump Jiang Yan. "You also have a favor to ask of me. Tell me what it is and see if I can help." Wu Ming said. "No, you have to promise me first." Jiang Yan shook her head. Her big eyes stared at Wu Ming. Being stared at by Jiang Yan, Wu Ming felt bitter in his heart. "Yan, if your brother Nameless can't help, how do you want me to promise? You know that I mean what I say. If I promise but can't do it, wouldn't that make things difficult for your brother Nameless?" Wu Ming persuaded. "I won't." Jiang Yan shook her head like a rattledrum. Her big eyes stared fiercely at Wu Ming. "If you don't promise me, Humph, I'll let you never have peace." Thinking of Jiang Yan's various tricks, Wu Ming had a headache. In the immortal devil and demon realm, there were people who were stronger than him. However, there weren't many who could make him compromise. Even his father couldn't change his mind. Only this Jiang Yan. Wu Ming really couldn't do anything about it. "Okay, I promise, okay?" Wu Ming said helplessly. "But I'll say this first. I'll only try my best. If I really don't succeed, then there's nothing I can do." Jiang Yan suddenly smiled. "Haha, I knew that Brother Nameless treats me the best. Brother Nameless, my brother Luo Yu is being hunted down. There's another person who is also being hunted down. Please help save them both." "Brother Luo Yu is being hunted down." Wu Ming put down his wine cup. "Where?" "He and the person I just met are being hunted down in the sky of Blue Flame Star," Jiang Yan said quickly. Jiang Yan was also going to help save Qin Yu. Wu Ming paused for a moment. His huge soul power spread out. In an instant, the entire Blue Flame Star was under Wu Ming's observation. He also noticed the two pursuits in the sky of Blue Flame Star. "It's the two of them." Wu Ming's face stiffened. He then looked at Jiang Yan with a bitter smile. "Yan, you're really sinister. White Hair Blood Devil Shui Yiling and Green Blood Sword Immortal Bai. These two super experts. Do you think your brother Nameless can stop them?" "Brother Nameless is the best." Jiang Yan giggled. Wu Ming sighed helplessly. "You, Shui Yiling and Ji Bai aren't just experts. They also represent two powers, Emperor Yu and Blood Devil Emperor. If you ask me to help, aren't you asking me to offend these two powers?" Jiang Yan pouted and snorted. "Don't tell me Brother Nameless is afraid of them." All right, stop trying to provoke me. Since I've promised you, I'll definitely help." Wu Ming grabbed another lamb leg and took a big bite. Green Blood Sword Immortal, White Hair Blood Devil. They're very strong opponents. Eat your fill and you'll have more energy. It'll be easier to deal with them. Jiang Yan didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Her brother Nameless was really humorous. At his level, did he still need to eat and worry about being hungry? This little brat actually lent the divine weapon Sky Shifter to Luo Yu. Wu Ming sighed. Even he wasn't sure about the level of the divine weapon Sky Shifter. But he knew that just based on the divine weapon Sky Shifter's characteristics, it was definitely one of the more precious ones. Times Qin Yu fled. White Hair Blood Devil Shui Yiling gave chase. In just a short while, Qin Yu and White Hair Blood Devil Shui Yiling had already flown around Blue Flame Star a few times. Their speed had already reached the absolute limit, and their direction was constantly changing. Where did this mysterious person come from? How come I've never heard of such a person? His body is actually so strong, could it be? White Hair Blood Devil Shui Yiling suddenly thought of an expert from a mysterious place in the immortal, devil and demon realms. The experts from that place were famous for their strong bodies. Even if he's really from that place, to be able to use his body to block Ji Bai's sword, this kind of strength should belong to the upper echelons of that place. If I kill him today, would I offend that place? White Hair Blood Devil Shui Yiling's heart was somewhat hesitant. If the person in front of him was really from that place, killing him would not be a small matter. Where is he? White Hair Blood Devil Shui Yiling suddenly opened his eyes wide. He used his devil sense to search carefully, but the person in front of him had suddenly disappeared. Within the Qingyu Immortal Mansion, Qin Yu sat on a stone chair, feeling somewhat helpless. This white-haired blood devil is truly powerful. The sword Immortal Puppet's body is definitely stronger than his body. The divine sword Heaven Splitter was once Immortal Emperor Anai Yang's personal sword. It should be stronger than that slender blood sword of his. Only the sword Immortal Puppet's strength is only comparable to a level 9 golden immortal. Qin Yu sighed. Just now he had been so careful in his escape. Not only did it consume the energy of the top-grade elemental spirit stones, it also consumed his mind. After all, he had to constantly change his direction to avoid the opponent. Qin Yu once again exchanged for 9 pieces of top-grade elemental spirit stones. Just escaping alone used up 9 pieces of top-grade elemental spirit stones. One could imagine how frightening it was to escape for his life just now. The elemental life force is really mysterious. Qin Yu observed that the wound on his back had already disappeared. This sword Immortal Puppet's body was very mysterious. Its function was almost exactly the same as the body. Qin Yu originally thought that since he could use the energy in his body to recover, then he should be able to use the elemental life force to recover. Consuming 9 pieces of top-grade elemental spirit stones only healed 1/10 of the wound. But using just a little bit of the elemental life force completely healed the wound. Regarding Lu Xing's tear, Qin Yu had already discovered a few functions. First, it could guide the elemental life force to heal the body's injuries. Second, it could fuse with the soul, causing the soul force to condense inside, and outsiders would not be able to detect it. Third, Lu Xing's tear could increase Qin Yu's affinity with heaven and earth, allowing him to easily sense heaven and earth, and even easily discover Immortal Emperor-level experts. But even until now, Qin Yu still did not completely understand Lu Xing's tear. It was not like other divine tools that could easily control all their functions. Pang! Qin Yu only felt the Qingyu Immortal Mansion shake. The Qingyu Immortal Mansion had long been refined by Qin Yu. Qin Yu immediately knew that the shaking just now was caused by the white-haired blood demon's ruthless attack on a speck of dust transformed from the Qingyu Immortal Mansion. Qin Yu's eyes widened. This white-haired blood demon is too powerful. A level 7 Devil Emperor was actually able to discover Immortal Emperor Anai Yang's illusionary restriction. Fortunately, Immortal Emperor Anai Yang's Qingyu Immortal Mansion not only has illusionary restriction, but also all kinds of defensive restriction. If a level 7 Devil Emperor wanted to break this restriction, it would take at least 1 or 2 days. Qin Yu's heart could still be considered calm. It was just that the opponent had discovered the Qingyu Immortal Mansion. This was undoubtedly true. Pang! 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 Continuous attacks crazily smashed onto the Qingyu immortal mansion. Qin Yu also felt that the defensive restriction's energy was gradually depleting. The defensive restriction could absorb energy from the outside world to replenish itself. However, the rate of depleting energy was too fast. According to this speed, it would probably be broken in half a day, and not the 1 or 2 days that Qin Yu had initially estimated. I can't let him continue attacking. Qin Yu did not want his own nest to be destroyed. You only know how to hide in your own immortal mansion. Fine, you won't come out. White-haired blood demon Xue Yiling's cold laughter resounded between heaven and earth. As the owner of the Qingyu immortal mansion, Qin Yu could naturally hear what was going on outside. Qin Yu's face suddenly changed. He could not continue to hide in the Qingyu immortal mansion. Hiding here would only result in him getting beaten up. Outside the Qingyu immortal mansion, white-haired blood demon Xue Yiling continuously attacked that tiny spot. Although that spot was almost undetectable with the naked eye, it could still be detected with his devil sense. Previously, when he discovered that Qin Yu had disappeared, Xue Yiling immediately used his devil sense to search. It was just that he had focused on a large area, and did not pay attention to that tiny speck. Furthermore, Immortal Emperor Enai Yang's illusory restriction was not a small matter. This white-haired blood demon Xue Yiling was careless and did not discover it. Hence, Xue Yiling was enraged. In his rage, the energy in his body naturally spread out in all directions. Xue Yiling's energy was extremely strong. Wherever the energy spread out, the speck of dust would turn into nothingness. Only one speck of dust remained undamaged under the immense energy. Xue Yiling's energy naturally felt the resistance from that speck of dust. This weak resistance was naturally discovered by Xue Yiling. He knew that this speck of dust was definitely different from the rest. At this time, Xue Yiling used his devil sense to carefully observe this speck of dust. Xue Yiling was only 1 level lower than Immortal Emperor Enai Yang. After careful observation, he finally confirmed that it was an illusory restriction. Following that, he viciously attacked. Suddenly, the speck of dust disappeared, and an afterimage flickered. You finally came out. Xue Yiling discovered that the mysterious person had once again stepped on the divine sword and fled. Xue Yiling had chased for so long without success. He was truly enraged and persevered in his pursuit. Chase, chase, you chase. Qin Yu's direction changed rapidly, shaking off Xue Yiling time and time again. As he chased, the top-grade elemental spirit stone in his body was constantly depleting. His escape was simply burning money. Brother Luo Yu and Brother Qin, please come over here. A voice sounded in Qin Yu's mind. At the same time, Qin Yu naturally felt the direction of that aura. Without hesitation, Qin Yu rushed towards that direction. It was just that he was curious. How did the other party know that his surname was Qin? At the moment when Qin Yu was rapidly rushing toward that direction, Jun Luoyu was also rapidly rushing toward that direction. The two of them both heard the voice transmission. Almost at the same time, the two of them discovered each other's existence. Brother Qin. Jun Luoyu transmitted. The person who transmitted the voice is my good brother. When they were near the blue fiery cloud inn, although Jun Luoyu was drinking, but when Lu Bar and Qin Yu spoke to each other, Jun Luoyu could still clearly hear them calling each other, Brother Qin. Brother Luoyu, let's hurry over. Qin Yu transmitted back. Although the two of them were separated by a few hundred li, but to them, a distance of a few hundred li was like a few meters. To mortals, it was practically a breath's time. The two of them rushed to the entrance of the inn at about the same time. And the white-hair blood devil Xue Yiling and green bloodsword Immortal Ji Bai who were chasing after them also followed. In front of the entrance of the inn stood a golden-haired youth. In his hands was a golden spear. One man and one spear stood at the entrance, giving off the aura of one man holding back 10,000 men. Chapter 345. Shui Lang and Ji Bai were like shooting stars as they shot towards the restaurant. Their speed was fast to the extreme, and these two super experts had instinctively discovered the golden-haired youth blocking the entrance. It's him. Ji Bai was shocked. It's actually the Prince Ao Wuming. Brother Ji Bai. Didn't the Dragon Clan never participate in the fights between the various powers? Since when did this Ao Wuming interfere in our matters? Who knows what this Ao Wuming is thinking? This Prince Ao Wuming's character is originally rather unruly. Even his father, the Dragon Emperor, could not control him. Furthermore, his strength is very strong, and can be considered as the second strongest expert of the Dragon Clan. Brother Ji Bai, then we don't care so much. Let's just pretend we didn't see this Ao Wuming, and directly chase after Jun Luo Yu and Ji Bai. That Ao Wuming can block one of us, but can he block the two of us? Immortal awareness voice transmissions were all done with a single thought. In the time it took for Shui Yiling and Ji Bai to reach the restaurant from thousands of li away, the two had already conversed and reached a consensus. Pretend they didn't see Ao Wuming. Who? Flying at high speed, it caused the air to vibrate, and the vibrations caused Ao Wuming's golden hair to dance. Not stopping, Ao Wuming held the spear in his hand. His head slightly raised as he smiled at the two people shooting towards him. Shui Yiling and Ji Bai, one from the left and one from the right, wanted to enter the restaurant through the window. Times Qin Yu, Jun Luo Yu and Jiang Yan carefully observed the scene in front of them from inside the restaurant. Regardless of whether it was Qin Yu or Jun Luo Yu, they would not run away. Ao Wuming had risked everything to block for them, so why would they run away? Brother Qin, don't worry, Brother Wuming is very strong. Jun Luo Yu saw Qin Yu's worried expression and transmitted. Qin Yu nodded. However, his eyes were fixated on the figure standing straight outside the restaurant. Can he really block it? His opponents are Shui Yiling and Ji Bai. If it's me, I reckon I won't even be able to block a single move from them. Qin Yu was not completely at ease. Under Qin Yu's gaze, Ao Wuming's lips curled up slightly. That golden spear moved. For a moment the sky changed color. Qin Yu seemed to hear the roar of a dragon. Golden light covered the whole world, and he heard a rumbling sound. Slowly, the world fell silent. The entire street that Ao Wuming was on had completely turned into countless shattered rocks. The countless buildings in front of him had completely collapsed due to the shockwaves from the battle between the three great experts. The collapsed buildings formed a fan shape. Only the restaurant behind Ao Wuming was completely undamaged. Ji Bai and Shui Yiling stood side by side in the air, looking at Ao Wuming standing below with astonishment. Ao Wuming still stood there. He held onto the spear with a single hand, and it was as if he hadn't moved at all. However, his pair of tiger-like eyes stared at the two people above him, and they emitted a wisp of a burning desire for battle. So strong. Qin Yu, who was watching from behind, was shocked. Just now, his vision and hearing were completely deceived by the shocking changes in the sky. Only his immortal sense could barely see the scene of the battle. Even with the assistance of Lu Xing's tears, Qin Yu could only barely see a shadow of Ao Wuming and the two great experts' battle. Qin Yu looked at Ao Wuming, who was like a god of war. Looking at his back, he sighed in his heart. Ji Bai and Shui Yiling's idea was pretty good. Rushing in from two different directions, if it was an ordinary person, they probably wouldn't be able to block it. It's just that this Wuming is really too strong. I'm afraid I'll never forget this move. Qin Yu's mind flashed with the scene just now. When Ao Wuming's golden spear struck, the sky changed color. That spear that carried an endless fierce aura was like a ferocious dragon tearing through the sky. It directly pierced into the center of Ji Bai and Shui Yiling, the two great experts. Immediately after, the hard spear actually coiled like a snake in an instant. Then it collapsed, as if it was a tai chi between heaven and earth. With just this move, the two great experts couldn't move forward freely. So it's Brother Wuming. Ji Bai had an enlightened look. I was still wondering who had the strength to block me and Yiling. So it's Brother Wuming. Brother Wuming, Ji Bai and I were just too eager to catch someone, and actually offended Brother Wuming. Please don't take it to heart. Shui Yiling revealed a rare smile. At the same time, green-blooded sword immortal Ji Bai and white-haired blood devil Shui Yiling landed. Ao Wuming looked at the two of them, and a spear holster appeared in his hand. Ao Wuming carefully placed his golden spear into the holster, and directly carried the holster on his back. Ao Wuming had a habit. He didn't like to keep his divine spear in his body, but liked to carry it on his back. Green-blooded sword immortal Ji Bai, white-haired blood devil Shui Yiling, the two of you are super experts. Why would you join hands to kill someone? What kind of person is worthy of the two of you acting like this? Ao Wuming said with a slight smile. Ji Bai and Shui Yiling looked at each other, and then Ji Bai spoke up. Brother Wuming, just now, His Majesty Emperor Yu and Blood Devil Emperor had a deal at Blue Fiery Cloud Inn, but someone broke the deal and even killed our people. To kill our people so openly, it's obvious that they don't put Emperor Yu and Blood Devil Emperor in their eyes. How can we let them go so easily? Ao Wuming felt helpless. However, he had promised Jiang Yan, and could only try his best to protect Jun Luo Yu and Qin Yu. Ao Wuming frowned and said unhappily, Ji Bai, Shui Yiling, the two of you are senior experts with status. Sometimes you don't have to care about such trivial matters. Brother Wuming, what do you mean by that? Ji Bai and Shui Yiling were dissatisfied. Ao Wuming smiled. You should be able to understand the meaning behind my words. What I mean is, the two people you were chasing just now, I'll protect them. If you give me face, the two of you will let them go. How about it? Brother Wuming, the two of them shouldn't be from your dragon clan, right? Ji Bai spoke up. Times, dragon clan? Qin Yu, who was in the restaurant, heard this and couldn't help but be puzzled. Jun Luo Yu, who was beside Qin Yu, laughed. Brother Wuming is the prince of the dragon clan. Brother Qin, don't tell me you haven't heard. The dragon clan has two super experts, known as the dragon clan's two emperors. Dragon clan's two emperors. Please forgive my ignorance, I don't know much about this. Qin Yu said apologetically. Jiang Yan blinked and said, Wow, you don't even know about this, let me tell you. Alright, what's your name? I only know that your surname is Qin. When Jiang Yan and Jun Luo Yu were outside the Blue Fiery Cloud Inn, they heard Qin Yu and Lu Ba's conversation and found out that Qin Yu's surname was Qin. As for Qin Yu's name, they really didn't know. Qin Yu paused for a moment, then said, My name is Qin Yu. After saying that, he looked at the two people in front of him. Qin Yu also had a slight impulse to say his real name. This Jiang Yan and Jun Luo Yu's words and actions are worth befriending. Moreover, they are my benefactors. Telling them my real name is nothing. Qin Yu's heart was calm. Jun Luo Yu laughed. So it's brother Qin Yu, I'm Jun Luo Yu. Jiang Yan. Jiang Yan quickly interrupted, suddenly widening her eyes and covering her mouth. I think I already told you my name when we first met. Qin Yu looked at Jiang Yan's cute appearance and couldn't help but laugh. Jiang Yan coughed. Didn't you ask me about the dragon clan's two emperors? Then I'll tell you out of kindness. Qin Yu was speechless. He didn't seem to have asked Jiang Yan. It was just that this Jiang Yan was too enthusiastic. At this time, Jiang Yan had already started to explain. The Dragon Clan is a very united clan in the immortal, devil and demon realms. The Demon Clan is divided into three major powers. The Beast Clan, the Dragon Clan and the Bird Clan. Among them, the Dragon Clan's overall strength is slightly weaker, but without a doubt, the Dragon Clan is the strongest of the three. Whether it's the Beast Clan or the Bird Clan, there are all kinds of internal strife and they are not united. On the contrary, the Dragon Clan is very united, and because of their unity, they are the strongest. Moreover, the Dragon Clan also has two super experts, and these two super experts are father and son. One is the Dragon Emperor, and the other is the Dragon Emperor's son Ao Wuming, which is Big Brother Wuming. Jiang Yan laughed mischievously as she looked at Qin Yu. You know how powerful Big Brother Wuming is, right? Big Brother Wuming is a character on the same level as Emperor Yu. He can definitely block that idiot Blood Devil and Green Vegetable Sword Immortal. Qin Yu couldn't help but look at Ao Wuming, who was chatting with Shui Yiling and Ji Bai outside the gate. I never thought that Ao Wuming was actually such an expert. Just the Dragon Clan alone is comparable to the immortal realms. This Ao Wuming can really be counted as a character on the same level as Emperor Yu. Jun Luoyu also spoke out. Speaking of which, it's also very peculiar. The Dragon Emperor of the Dragon Clan is incomparably valiant. As a super divine beast 5-clawed golden dragon, and a level 8 demon emperor, he also possesses the inherited treasure of the Dragon Clan. It's one thing for him to be strong, but the 2 sons he gave birth to with an ordinary azure dragon are also very strange. Gave birth to 2 sons. Qin Yu was puzzled. Wasn't there only Ao Wuming in front of him? Could it be that there was another brother? Qin Yu, you should know that a 5-clawed golden dragon of the Dragon Clan is very rare. Furthermore, even if it's a 5-clawed golden dragon himself, it's very hard for his son to be a 5-clawed golden dragon. I know that. Qin Yu knew about that. 5-clawed golden dragon, it's a random occurrence. It could be the child of an azure dragon and a black dragon, or it could be the child of another dragon. It's a random occurrence, but the probability is definitely lower than 1 in 100 million. After all, there are no more than 10 5-clawed golden dragons in the entire Dragon Clan. The Dragon Emperor's 2 sons are actually very extraordinary. One is Big Brother Wuming. Big Brother Wuming is a super divine beast 5-clawed golden dragon. Jun Luoyu exclaimed. It's indeed very rare. The son of a 5-clawed golden dragon is actually a 5-clawed golden dragon. I'm afraid it's also very rare in the history of the Dragon Clan. Qin Yu also nodded. Jun Luoyu continued. That's nothing, the Dragon Emperor's 2nd son is the truly astonishing one. Qin Yu looked at Jun Luoyu in surprise. If the 2nd son of the Dragon Clan was so extraordinary, then why wasn't it called the 3 Emperors of the Dragon Clan? Right now, it's only the Dragon Emperor's double emperors. Clearly, the other son shouldn't be able to match up to Ao Wuming. After the 2nd son was born, he was actually a red dragon. Jun Luoyu said with a smile. Back then, this matter had even spread throughout the immortal, devil and demon realm. After all, a 5-clawed golden dragon is a super divine beast. Even if the child wasn't a 5-clawed golden dragon, he should at least be a golden dragon. At the very least, he should be a black dragon or a silver dragon. Who knew that he would be the lowest level red dragon? Qin Yu was very clear about this. Within the Dragon Clan, the 5-clawed golden dragon was the most precious. It was a super divine beast. The golden dragon was 2nd, a high-level divine beast. The black dragon and silver dragon were a level lower, becoming mid-level divine beasts. As for the azure dragon, red dragon, blue dragon and other kinds of dragons, they were the most ordinary and common dragons within the Dragon Clan, low-level divine beasts. Is this very astonishing? Qin Yu asked in confusion. The Dragon Emperor's son was a red dragon. What was so astonishing about this? It should be considered a joke. Zhang Yan excitedly interrupted. Let me say it, that red dragon is Big Brother Wuming's big brother. His name is Ao Wushu. Most of the people within the Dragon Clan looked down on Ao Wushu. Who would have thought? Ao Wushu's strength actually increased at a terrifying speed. His strength completely not inferior to the 5-clawed golden dragon's little brother Ao Wuming. Qin Yu was curious. A red dragon could match up to the 5-clawed golden dragon Ao Wuming. As a super divine beast, not only was his cultivation speed extremely fast at the same time. Even if it was an expert of the same level, the super divine beast's attack power was also much stronger. Big Brother Wuming's big brother Ao Wushu might have been looked down upon by some people within the Dragon Clan since young, so he was more reclusive. He left the Dragon Clan and wandered outside. Only later on was Ao Wushu's true identity revealed. Zhang Yan had a mysterious look. Qin Yu was waiting for Zhang Yan's reply. Ao Wushu's true identity is not an ordinary red dragon. but a mutated divine beast that is rarely seen in billions of years within the dragon clan. Super divine beast, blood dragon. After Jiang Yan finished speaking, she looked at Qin Yu. She was anticipating Qin Yu's shocked expression. A mutated divine beast that is rarely seen in billions of years. Super divine beast, blood dragon. Blood dragon, red dragon. Hee, interesting. Qin Yu started laughing. The Dragon Emperor is indeed powerful. He has 2 sons, one is a 5-clawed golden dragon, the other is a mutated divine beast. They are both super divine beast, blood dragon. Qin Yu asked Jiang Yan in confusion. Didn't you just say, dragon clan's 2 emperors? According to what you said, Wu Ming's big brother Ao Wushu shouldn't be weaker than Wu Ming. Why don't you call him the dragon clan's 3 emperors? Who knows? That Ao Wushu left the dragon clan when his strength was relatively weak. He is also reclusive and sinister. It is said that his strength is even stronger than big brother Wu Ming's by a bit. It's just that Ao Wushu never returned to the dragon clan, nor did he say that he was a member of the dragon clan. Therefore, in the immortal devil and demon realm, they only call him the dragon clan's 2 emperors. However, the great name, Blood Dragon Ao Wushu, is something that all the experts in the immortal devil and demon realm know. Jiang Yan shook her head and pouted. Qin Yu thought for a bit and was able to guess some of the things. Not good. It seems that big brother Wu Ming and the other parties' negotiations have broken down. Jun Luoyu said. Qin Yu and Jiang Yan also stopped talking and looked towards the entrance of the restaurant. Chapter 346. Under the pervasive aura of the 3 super experts, the space shook and their figures became indistinct. Wu Ming. Ji Bai's body emitted sword aura. His aura was fierce as he stared at Wu Ming. As a prince of the dragon clan, you should know that your dragon clan has never interfered with our power struggles. If we want to capture someone, why are you stopping us? Could it be that you, Wu Ming, dare to disregard the dragon clan's management strategy that has been passed down from generation to generation? Xue Yiling also stared coldly at Wu Ming. At the beginning, Ji Bai and Xue Yiling were still trying to persuade Ao Wu Ming to leave. However, no matter what they said, Ao Wu Ming did not retreat in the slightest and insisted on protecting the 2. Don't talk about the dragon clan. Protecting the 2 of them is my own matter. Today, I, Ao Wu Ming, only represent myself here. Could it be that I, Ao Wu Ming, cannot even protect a friend? Ao Wu Ming's golden hair fluttered in the wind. His tiger eyes were shining. The golden spear on his back was also faintly emitting golden light. Represent yourself. Ji Bai sneered. Fine, you, Wu Ming, are a level 7 demon emperor. Yiling and I are, after all, level 7 immortal emperors and devil emperors. Although you are a super divine beast, 5-clawed golden dragon, I do not believe that the 2 of us together cannot defeat you alone. Ao Wu Ming extended his hand. The golden spear on his back let out a dragon roar, flew out of the spear and landed on Ao Wu Ming's right hand. Holding the spear in his hand, Ao Wu Ming's aura rose by a level. His tiger eyes stared at the 2 people opposite him. It's been a long time since I fought with experts of the same level. The 2 of you together are worthy of me fighting. Ao Wu Ming was after all a super divine beast. He was full of confidence in fighting 1 against 2. Worthy. Green blood sword immortal Ji Bai and white-haired blood devil. Xue Yiling looked at each other and smiled. There was a special meaning in their smiles. Ji Bai, do you still remember the time in the demon realm where we relied on each other in battles of life and death? Xue Yiling's smile was brilliant. The battle intent on his body rose unceasingly. Ji Bai also felt the blood in his body boiling, as if he had returned to the past. Of course I remember. After so many years, I thought that we would never have the chance to join hands against the enemy again. I never thought that the Dragon Clan's prince would actually come and let the 2 of us relive the battle of those years. Ji Bai and Xue Yiling exuded an astonishing fighting intent from a life and death battle. Their auras complemented each other and continued to rise. Haha, it seems that the 2 of you are also a pair that are good at cooperating. The combined attack power of the two of you shouldn't be as simple as 1+1. This way, it's even more worth it for me to take action. Ao Wuming caressed the long spear in his hand as if he was caressing his lover. His aura continued to climb. Before he even made a move, that shocking aura had already shocked countless experts on the blue flame star. One by one, the experts began to panic, fear, and tremble. A level 7 Demon Emperor Super Divine Beast was fighting against a level 7 Immortal Emperor and a level 7 Devil Emperor. A battle of this level could very well destroy the massive planet of Blue Flame Star. At this moment, this battle is too terrifying. Hurry and escape to a nearby planet. Within the encampments of some of the major powers on the Blue Flame Star, the various leaders began to order the experts under them. Countless Blue Flame Star experts began to flee. Those whose strength had reached Golden Immortal and Devil King directly teleported to a stable region of space and escaped to another planet. Those with weak strength, such as Heavenly Immortals and even first-rate cultivators, all rushed to the teleportation arrays with all their might, wanting to escape. The spear's name is Breaker. It is known to be unbreakable. At this moment, Ao Wuming was completely immersed in his boiling blood. Even he was looking forward to the battle that was about to begin. The sword's name is Cyan Blood. Yibai said. The sword's name is Red Snow. Hui Ling also said. At this moment, Qin Yu, Zhang Yan and Jun Luoyu who were not far away did not flee. Zhang Yan and Jun Luoyu were, after all, Immortal Emperor level experts. Although they were not at the level of Wuming, Ji Bai and Shui Leng, they were still able to withstand the aftermath of the battle. As for Qin Yu, his body could even withstand the attack of a level 7 Immortal Emperor, not to mention the aftermath of the battle. Silence. The space was shaking, but the surrounding tens of thousands of li was completely silent. Other than a few Immortal Emperor level experts, the rest had all fled far away. Qin Yu and the other two held their breaths as they carefully watched the battle. Ji Bai and Shui Leng's gaze changed at the same time. Shua! The long hair of the white-hair blood devil Shui Ling suddenly began to grow longer. In an instant, countless white and silver strands covered the vast space. Every strand of silver hair contained a little bit of bloodlight. Ao Wuming's entire body was enveloped by the white and silver strands. If it was a level 3 or 4 Immortal Emperor level expert, he would be killed by the white hair. However, Ao Wuming was an expert who was stronger than Ji Bai and Shui Leng. Seeing the scene in front of him, Ao Wuming only had a slight smile on his face. He did not seem to care at all. Blood-red sword light. It was as if a scarlet-red poisonous tongue had suddenly covered the entire space of white hair and silver strands. At a rough glance, there were definitely thousands of scarlet-red poisonous snake sword light. These scarlet-red sword light shot towards Ao Wuming from all directions. Ao Wuming closed his eyes. Instead, he inserted his golden spear back into the holster. Just the action of inserting the spear into the holster, with Ao Wuming as the center, actually emitted rays of light. A blurry golden light barrier actually enveloped Ao Wuming's entire body. No matter how the thousands of scarlet poisonous snake sword light pierced the golden light barrier, Ao Wuming only smiled and closed his eyes. His spear still maintained the action of inserting the spear into the holster, as if he could pull out the spear at any time. Breaking sturdiness spear art. Don't attack. The thousands of scarlet poisonous snake sword light dissipated. The space of white hair and silver strands also collapsed. Within the endless white snow, a speck of green appeared. Green blood sword Immortal Ji Bai had already become one with his sword. His face had a malevolent and crazy expression, as if he would not rest until he was dead. The speed of the divine sword Green Blood had also reached its limit. Green blood sword art. Don't rest. Ao Wuming's eyes lit up. Clang! Qin Yu and the rest who were watching from afar did not see how Ao Wuming pulled out his spear. They only saw the tip of Ao Wuming's golden spear actually colliding with the tip of Green Blood Sword Immortal Ji Bai's divine sword. Fine cracks faintly appeared at the place where the spear and sword collided. Bang! With the point of collision as the center, clearly visible spatial ripples began to spread out in all directions. All the buildings that passed by collapsed and turned into fine powder. The ripples spread out for a distance of several tens of thousands of miles. Times, I can't see clearly. Qin Yu had a bitter smile on his face. At the beginning, Qin Yu relied on his soul to fuse with Lu Xing's tear. His immortal awareness was barely able to see the profound moves of the two sides. However, as the battle escalated, Qin Yu could no longer see clearly even with Lu Xing's tear. That was because the space in the area of the battle was completely distorted. Brother Qin, I can't see clearly either, Jun Luoyu said with a smile. Brother Wuming is after all a level 7 demon emperor super divine beast. His strength is definitely comparable to Emperor Yu. As for Ji Bai and Shui Yiling, the two super experts joining hands, their strength is comparable to a level 8 immortal emperor. The battle between the three of them is definitely a battle at the highest level in the immortal devil and demon realm. Qin Yu nodded. Countless ferocious spatial ripples passed by his body. However, Qin Yu's sword immortal puppet did not receive the slightest bit of damage. His gaze was still fixed on the battlefield. Spatial distortion. Sword light flashed. The battlefield was like a destroyed hell. That ferocious energy sometimes soared into the sky and turned into a golden dragon. Sometimes it turned into a twisting huge snake. Sometimes it turned into a golden thunderbolt. White brilliance, specks of blood, dark green sword light. That distorted space was constantly emitting a terrifying energy. The entire blue flame star had suffered unprecedented destruction. Fortunately, most of the experts had already escaped. Even if they were unable to escape, the people of Blue Flame Star had already escaped to a place extremely far away from the battlefield. Roar! A berserk roar resounded through the entire Blue Flame Star. It even transmitted to the universe. Qin Yu was able to clearly see an enormous golden dragon flying out from the distorted space. That golden dragon's body was over 1,000 miles long. As its thick dragon tail swung about, it caused the earth to quake and the mountains to shake. Soon after, a golden light appeared from the golden dragon's body. In a moment, a man covered in golden dragon scales appeared. The current Ao Wuming's hair was not only shining with golden light, the golden dragon scales on his body were also very dazzling. He also held a golden divine spear in his hand. To be able to let me enter my best battle state, you guys should be proud. Ao Wuming stood in the sky and laughed loudly. For dragons with lower cultivation, they could change from a human to a dragon's body. Their strength would increase, but their cultivation would reach an extremely high level. For example, Ao Wuming. Their dragon's enormous body would instead become a burden. They could once again change their dragon's body into a warrior's body. A warrior's body would still have a human face and human legs. It's just that their body would be covered with a layer of dragon scales. In this kind of situation, their energy would not decrease in the slightest compared to their dragon's body. However, their body would be many times smaller. Their battle strength would at least double compared to their normal human form. Super Divine Beast is worthy of being a Super Divine Beast. Ji Bai and Shui Yiling stood in the sky. They could still be considered elegant and confident. However, in their hearts, they were somewhat helpless. In the battle just now, even though the two of them did not use 100% of their strength, they still used 90% of their strength. However, even with that, they were still unable to do anything to Ao Wuming. Now that their opponent had changed into a warrior's body, even if the two of them joined hands, they would still be defeated. Brother Wushu's strength is so strong that the two of us are ashamed of our inferiority, Yibai said. Ao Wuming's expression stiffened. You admit defeat, Shui Yiling said. We admit defeat. Ji Bai and I have only heard of your fame. We did not expect that you would be so powerful even in your human form. We admit defeat. The two of them joining hands and using 90% of their strength were still unable to defeat their opponent's human form. Still not admitting defeat. Are you courting death? The two of them were able to move unhindered in the immortal, devil and demon realm for so many years. They also knew when to advance and when to retreat. Ao Wuming smiled helplessly. Boring. He also wanted to have a great battle. However, since his opponent had admitted defeat, what could he do? Kill his opponent. Behind Ji Bai and Shui Yiling were Emperor Yu and the Blood Devil Emperor. His dragon clan did not want to provoke both the immortal and devil realms. After all, no matter if it was the immortal or devil realms, if they were provoked by the demon realm, the three major powers of the immortal or devil realms would still unite. You're not going to pursue them? Wuming asked again. Ji Bai laughed at himself. We can't even defeat Brother Wuming. Brother Wuming is so unyielding in protecting these two people. What can we do? Don't tell me that without strength we still want to force our way in. All right, since the two of you understand the situation, then I won't keep the two of you. Wuming kept his golden spear into the holster on his back. Goodbye. Ji Bai and Shui Yiling cupped their hands, then turned into two rays of light and disappeared into the horizon. Ji Bai and Shui Yiling really wanted to kill Qin Yu and Jun Luoyu. Jun Luoyu was a genius immortal emperor. Even if his strength was still weak, he had reached level 2 immortal emperor in a few hundred years. No one would be at ease with such an enemy. As for Qin Yu, this mysterious person, who could use his body to block an attack from a level 7 immortal emperor, who would be at ease with letting him live? However, they had no choice. Facing Ao Wuming, Ji Bai and Shui Yiling could only retreat. Times, Brother Wuming, you're really too powerful. Seeing Ao Wuming walk over, Jiang Yan was the first to run over happily and hug Ao Wuming. Ao Wuming could only smile bitterly. Jun Luoyu and Qin Yu also walked over side by side. Brother Wuming, thank you for saving my life. Jun Luoyu said. This is Brother Qin Yu. Qin Yu. Ao Wuming looked at Qin Yu. Qin Yu immediately said. Brother Wuming's saving grace. Qin Yu will definitely remember it in his heart. At the same time, Qin Yu had already remembered this grace. After all, Qin Yu himself did not like to owe others favors. Small matter. Ao Wuming waved his hand indifferently. I haven't fought to my heart's content in a long time. I still have to thank Brother Luoyu and Brother Qin Yu. Che, you're content. Look, more than half of Blue Flame Star was destroyed by your battle. Jiang Yan said unhappily. Haha, about that. Ao Wuming smiled helplessly. In the immortal devil and demon realm, there was no need for experts to avoid city buildings when fighting. That's because just the aura before the battle was enough to scare away those people. As for destroying city buildings, with the methods of the experts in the immortal devil and demon realm, building a city was extremely easy. In less than half a year, Blue Flame Star would once again return to its former prosperity. So much so that this heaven-shocking battle would make Blue Flame Star even more famous. That's right, the most delightful thing after a battle is to have a good drink. Brother Luoyu, Brother Qin Yu, let's go. Let's drink for 3 days and 3 nights. As Ao Wuming said that, he pulled Qin Yu and Jun Luoyu. 3 days and 3 nights. Qin Yu was truly startled. What? If you don't go, then you're not giving me face and not treating me as a brother. Ao Wuming stared at Qin Yu and Jun Luoyu. Qin Yu and Jun Luoyu both smiled bitterly. It seemed that they could only risk their lives to accompany this gentleman. Deference is no substitute for obedience. Qin Yu said with a smile. Good. Ao Wuming's face was filled with smiles. He glanced at the surroundings and said with a frown. The destruction is quite clean. There's no place to drink. After pondering for a moment, Ao Wuming's eyes shined. That's right, I have a good place to drink. Chapter 347. Amidst the lingering clouds, the veil fluttered. Emperor Yu sat cross-legged in the pavilion. In front of him was a small table, but the cup of tea had long since cooled. Looking at the already cold tea, Emperor Yu lightly smiled and sighed. My heart is not calm, my heart is not calm. During this period of time, Emperor Yu had been paying close attention to the matter of Lan Feng. However, his subordinates were unable to find any trace of Lan Feng. It was as if Lan Feng had disappeared from the world. It's fine if we can't find Lan Feng, but even his descendant, Qin Yu, can't be found. I really don't know what those people are doing. Emperor Yu let out a long sigh. After sitting quietly for half a day, Emperor Yu stood up. Now the matter of Blue Flame Star should be settled. With Ji Bai and Xue Yiling working together, no matter how many experts come, they will be killed. Why hasn't Ji Bai sent me a message yet? Emperor Yu had some doubts in his heart. According to the time, Green Blood Sword Immortal Ji Bai should have sent him a message long ago. Suddenly, it's Ji Bai. Emperor Yu's face had a relieved smile. With a flip of his hand, he took out his communication spiritual pearl. Your Majesty, this time's plan can be considered a failure. Ji Bai sent a message. Emperor Yu frowned slightly and sent a message asking. Failure. Ji Bai, with you and Xue Yiling working together, there shouldn't be many people in the immortal, devil and demon realms that can destroy this plan. Ji Bai was also helpless. Your Majesty, the plan was going very well at the beginning. Jade Blade Boy and the profound yellow double swords appeared. Yiling and I had already made our move to kill them. Ji Bai said, his heart was also sullen. Jade Blade Boy and the profound yellow double swords, if we had killed them it could be considered a success. But what about you? What happened? Emperor Yu was still not worried. When I was killing Jade Blade Boy, a mysterious person appeared. He used his body to block my sword, giving Jade Blade Boy the opportunity to escape. After that, I wanted to kill Bai Yi of the profound yellow double swords. That mysterious person appeared again and used his body to block my sword, allowing Bai Yi to escape. Our plan this time, in reality, the real result was only killing Huang Yi. Ji Bai explained. Emperor Yu was silent. A moment later, Ji Bai, you said that the mysterious man used his body to resist? Are you able to sense how powerful he is? Power. Ji Bai paused slightly, he was confused. Your Majesty, I am not very clear about the power of the mysterious person, because the one who chased after the mysterious person was Yi Lang. But I feel that his energy isn't that strong. In the bottom of Ji Bai's heart, there was something he did not say. He felt that the mysterious man's energy was only close to that of a level 1 immortal emperor. About a level 1 immortal emperor. Ji Bai instinctively ruled out this possibility. He did not believe that a person of that level would be able to block his sword light, even if the other party was wearing a divine armor. After all, he was a level 7 immortal emperor sword immortal. At the same time, he also relied on his divine artifact. His energy was not strong, and instead he was chased by Xue Yiling. However, his body was able to withstand your attack. Emperor Yu muttered to himself in a low voice. Gradually, a smile appeared on his face. Ji Bai, do you still remember the news that Chen Qi spread about Amber Moon Star? Emperor Yu asked. Green Blood Sword Immortal Ji Bai did not know why Emperor Yu asked this, but he still replied, of course I remember. That time on Amber Moon Star, we lost more than half of our strength in the Silver Stream Galaxy. Emperor Yu continued. Do you remember Chen Qi's description of Lan Feng? Remember that Lan Feng's body was able to withstand Yu Qingzi's attack, and was even able to withstand Chen Qi's continuous attacks. Ah, you mean? Ji Bai finally understood. Yes, although Chen Qi's strength is not as good as yours, he is still a level 4 immortal emperor. His continuous attacks, even you would not dare to use your body to withstand it, right? Emperor Yu smiled. Ji Bai said, of course, I am also a sword immortal. I am not like the Black Flame Lord, White Profound Lord and the others who desperately train their bodies. Of course, my body cannot withstand the attacks of a level 4 immortal emperor. However, that Lan Feng can. I have mobilized countless people to search the route from the Indigo Bay starfield to the Demon Realm, but could not find Lan Feng. Now I suspect that mysterious person is Lan Feng. Lan Feng has never left the Indigo Bay starfield. Emperor Yu made his own judgment. Of course, this is only my suspicion. There is another possibility. This Lan Feng is a subordinate of the Black Flame Lord and the others. Emperor Yu deduced. Ji Bai also agreed with Emperor Yu's judgment. The two of them did not think that it was the Black Flame Lord, White Profound Lord and the others. Because if it was the Black Flame Lord, how could he run away when he met Ji Bai, Xue Yiling and the others? The Black Flame Lord would probably send Ji Bai flying with a punch. Ji Bai, why didn't you catch them later? Emperor Yu continued to ask. He did not need to ask to know that they did not catch them. We met the Dragon Clan's prince, Ao Wuming. Ji Bai's words caused Emperor Yu to shake his head and smile. Understand. With Ao Wuming's strength, even if you and Xue Yiling were to join hands, you would still not be his match. The failure of this plan cannot be blamed on you two. Emperor Yu transmitted. Ji Bai bitterly smiled and transmitted. His strength is indeed very strong. His strength is beyond my imagination. That's natural. Ao Wuming's strength is at least 3 times stronger than yours. If you were in your normal human form, you might be able to fight him. However, if he were to transform into his battle form, you would have no hope at all. Ji Bai was shocked. The strength of the Dragon Clan has always been hidden. As the #1 subordinate of Emperor Yu, he did not know the strength of this Ao Wuming. However, Emperor Yu knew everything about Ao Wuming. Right now, that Lan Feng should be together with Ao Wuming. As long as he is together with Ao Wuming, it would be impossible for us to attack. Emperor Yu thought for a moment and began to form a plan. After a day, all of Emperor Yu's secret subordinates began to move, and their target was Indigo Bay Star Field. Times inside the Wuming Dragon Mansion. Qin Yu, Ao Wuming and Jun Luoyu had been drinking to their heart's content for an entire day and night. Jars of wine were being continuously sent up by servants. At the same time, there were roasted whole lambs, roasted whole pigs and roasted whole cows. They ate large pieces of meat and drank large bowls of wine. Before drinking, they had already agreed that no matter who it was, they were not allowed to use the energy within their body to eliminate the effects of alcohol. They were to let the strong wine numb themselves and rely on their own drinking strength. This is the first time I drank and went to the toilet 6 times. Qin Yu's face had a slight trace of red from being drunk. When Qin Yu stepped into this Wuming cave, he had already returned his soul to his original body. Immediately after, he used his original appearance to apologize to Ao Wuming and Jun Luoyu. Ao Wuming and Jun Luoyu were instead very happy because Qin Yu trusted them. A day and night passed. Even if Qin Yu and the other two did not use their power to eliminate the effects of alcohol, with their valiant bodies, it would be hard to get them drunk. Even after drinking for a day and night, they were only slightly drunk. Haha. It's not that I want to say this, but there are definitely less than 10 caves like mine in the entire immortal devil and demon realm. Ao Wuming's heroic spirit came out from drinking. He held a large wine jug with one hand and a large lamb leg with the other hand. 10, you're bragging, right? Jun Luoyu also started to laugh loudly. Only when Jun Luoyu was drunk would he be this carefree. I also don't believe it. At this moment, Qin Yu also did not have his usual strictness. Instead, he appeared to be very forthright. He also held a large bowl with one hand and started to drink in large mouthfuls. Hey, you all don't believe it. Ao Wuming shook his head like a golden lion. Let me tell you all, this entire cave of mine is formed by an enormous elemental spirit origin stone. Look at how big this cave is. You can imagine how big that elemental spirit origin stone is. Ao Wuming had a face full of pride. Jun Luoyu also stood up. This Wuming Dragon Mansion is very big. Such an enormous elemental spirit origin stone, to have such an enormous elemental spirit origin stone. Jun Luoyu was also hugging a large wine jug. Fortunately, Jiang Yan had already been pulled away by Ao Wuming's wife to chat. Otherwise, Jiang Yan would definitely have stopped Jun Luoyu from drinking like this. Is it very big? Qin Yu swept it with his immortal awareness and said indifferently. Compared to his Qingyu immortal mansion, it was still a bit smaller. Although the difference was not big, it was still not as big as his Qingyu immortal mansion. Qin Yu naturally did not think that it was big. Not big. Ao Wuming's tiger eyes opened wide. When such an enormous elemental spirit origin stone was discovered, there were so many people in my dragon clan that wanted to fight over it. In the end, it was your big brother me, who single-handedly swept through everyone and snatched it. So that enormous elemental spirit origin stone was actually snatched by this Ao Wuming. Amazing! Strong! The somewhat drunk Qin Yu and Jun Luoyu both raised their thumbs up. At this moment, they were somewhat unrestrained. Receiving the two's praise, Ao Wuming was very pleased. After obtaining such a huge elemental spirit origin stone, how much effort did I expend to refine such an enormous immortal mansion? I even directly used the elemental spirit essence to control it. Tsk, directly using the elemental spirit essence to control it. How convenient. Looking at other people's immortal mansion, using the mansion guarding steel to control it. How troublesome. Ao Wuming raised his head and continuously drank a few mouthfuls of wine, then fiercely ate a few mouthfuls of mutton. This mutton is not an ordinary mutton. It's from the Dragon Clan's black striped mutton. That meat is both chewy and fragrant. I brought quite a few of them from the Dragon Clan to be reared in the Wuming Dragon Mansion. Otherwise, how could it be enough for me to eat? Ao Wuming continued to eat a few mouthfuls of the whole mutton leg cleanly. The Wuming Dragon Mansion is indeed not bad. Such vigorous elemental spirit qi makes one's entire body feel comfortable. Jun Luoyu reclined on the chair and drank wine. So comfortable. I still remember when I was looking at the stars in the sky on A Jiao's lap, it was also this comfortable. As he spoke, Jun Luoyu suddenly stood up. With a raise of his head, a large jar of wine was completely swallowed into his stomach just like that. Delightful! Jun Luoyu smashed the wine jar to the side, causing it to shatter. Jun Luoyu's entire person was in high spirits. Drinking like this, the three of them allowed the alcohol to gradually numb themselves. At that time they said 3 days and 3 nights. In the end, no one knew how much they drank. Qin Yu hugged the wine jar and laid on the ground, completely drunk. This feeling is very comfortable. Back then, when Li Er and I were lying on the grass and chatting in the Qingyu Immortal Mansion, it was just as comfortable. Qin Yu also narrowed his eyes as he drank his wine, a trace of a tranquil smile on his face. That kind of smile would unconsciously appear on Qin Yu's face when facing Li Er. Qingyu Immortal Mansion. Ao Wuming was drunk with a red face, slightly startled. He misunderstood the Qingyu Immortal Mansion. That Qin Yu said as Qingyu Immortal Mansion. Brother Qin Yu, is your immortal mansion better than mine? Of course, it can definitely catch up to yours. Qin Yu was annoyed. Nonsense. In the entire Dragon Clan, even my father's dragon mansion can't catch up to mine. Ao Wuming's entire body reeked of alcohol. Luoyu, get up, get up. Tell me, compared to Qin Yu's immortal mansion, which one is better? Jun Luoyu was already drunk to the point of being muddle-headed. Oh, whose is better, oh. Jun Luoyu's eyes drooped, not knowing what to say. He was already drunk to the point of being unable to speak. Come. Qin Yu abruptly stood up. Big brother Wuming, after seeing your Wuming Dragon Mansion, I'll bring you guys to see my Qin Yu Immortal Mansion. It's definitely not inferior to yours. Let's go. Ao Wuming also grabbed Jun Luoyu. Luoyu, you go judge whose immortal mansion is better. Oh. Jun Luoyu's entire body was in a state of chaos. Let's go. Qin Yu's intention moved, and brought the two into the Qingyu immortal mansion. After a long time the three came out again. How is it? Mine is good, right? Qin Yu walked to the table and picked up the large pig trotter to eat. The servants at the side didn't dare to say anything. What kind of people are they? The three of them ate dozens of cows and sheep. Ao Wuming was drunk. It's just a little bit bigger than mine. That's strange. Where did your elemental spirit or come from? Ao Wuming was in a half-drunk and half-sober state. When he entered the Qingyu immortal mansion just now, he already knew its size with a sweep of his demon awareness. Why do you care where it came from? Qin Yu walked shakily to a chair and then reclined on the chair. In any case, mine is better than yours. Let's drink. Your immortal mansion is actually better than mine. Let's drink you. Ao Wuming also collapsed on a chair, his mouth still muttering a bunch of words. As for Jun Luoyu, he was already lying on the ground. Complete silence. The three of them finally fell asleep drunk. Ever since he started training, this was the first time that Qin Yu was drunk. He forgot about his worries, forgot about his pressure, forgot about his forbearance, and forgot about his scheming against each other. He was drunk to his heart's content like a newborn baby. Three people, Jiang Yan and a beautiful woman, walked to the center of the garden where they were drinking wine. Jiang Yan pouted as she looked at the three people who were sleeping like dead pigs, feeling helpless. Chapter 348. After an indeterminable amount of time, Qin Yu opens his eyes. He feels a faint headache. He knows that he was really a bit too crazy and drank too much wine. Even with such a strong body, he still got drunk. It is easy to imagine how much strong wine he drank. I drank too much, I drank too much. Qin Yu circulated his energy to get rid of the headache caused by the wine, then turned around and got up. Qin Yu glanced at his surroundings. This was an elegant room. After spreading out his immortal awareness, Qin Yu knew that this was merely a room in Ao Wuming's Wuming Dragon Mansion. As for that Jun Luoyu, he was still sleeping in the room beside it. How many years has it been? Qin Yu had a trace of a smile on his face. I have never been so drunk, nor have I been so relaxed. Following which, Qin Yu slowly walked out of the room. Outside the room, there are layers upon layers of winding corridors. Following the winding corridors, Qin Yu arrives at the garden where the three of them drank wine that day. That green grass is like a cushion. It vaguely reminds Qin Yu of lying on that grass and drinking wine. Qin Yu, you woke up even faster than Luoyu. Ao Wuming's hearty laughter sounded. Qin Yu turned around and couldn't help but laugh. Big brother Wuming, I was a bit unrestrained when I was drunk that day. Now that's called true temperament. Ao Wuming said with a smile. That's right, Qin Yu, that day when I was almost drunk. You seem to have brought me to see your immortal mansion, right? Your immortal mansion was actually a bit bigger than my Wuming Dragon Mansion. Ao Wuming said. Back then, when Qin Yu and Ao Wuming were drunk, they were a bit muddle-headed and couldn't think of things clearly. When Ao Wuming sobered up and recalled the matter of going to Qingyu Immortal Mansion, he couldn't help but feel puzzled. Qin Yu, there's a matter that I've always buried in my heart and didn't dare to ask. Now that I treat you as my brother, I don't care too much. Ao Wuming said curiously. Qin Yu, the strength of your original body isn't that high, but how did you escape from the white-haired blood demon's pursuit? Ao Wuming was truly curious now. When Qin Yu was with them, he didn't conceal his strength. How could a level 2 or level 2 golden immortal survive the pursuit of a level 7 devil emperor? Qin Yu found it hard to speak. Not only this matter, there's also that immortal mansion. That day when I was drunk, I didn't think too much about it. However, it's strange now. There are less than 10 immortal mansions like mine in the entire immortal, devil and demon realm. How did you obtain one? Ao Wuming asked again. Qin Yu didn't know what to say. He felt somewhat conflicted. That day when he was drunk, he had told Ao Wuming about his secret, the Qingyu Immortal Mansion. However, Qin Yu was currently facing a lot of dangers. Especially Emperor Yu and a group of people. It was likely that they all wanted to obtain benefits from him. Especially that bewitching god painting that was known as the #1 treasure in the immortal devil and demon realm. He had a pretty good impression of Ao Wuming and Jun Luoyu. After getting drunk, he felt that he could befriend them. However, it was hard for Qin Yu to reveal such a secret at the moment. Don't be troubled. Ao Wuming didn't mind in the slightest. He smiled and waved his hand. I presume that you also have some important secrets. As a person, there are always some secrets that cannot be told to outsiders. I only asked you out of curiosity. I'm a rather straightforward person. If I have any doubts, I'll ask you directly. Qin Yu, you don't have to mind it too much. Qin Yu felt helpless in his heart. He immediately apologized. There are some things that cannot be told to outsiders for the time being. When the time comes, I'll definitely tell you. It's fine. Ao Wuming didn't mind in the slightest. He then opened his eyes wide and said, Qin Yu, to be honest, that body of yours has indeed surprised me. Its defense is so strong. Qin Yu knew that Ao Wuming was talking about his sword immortal puppet. However, this doesn't count as much. Compared to that girl Zhang Yan's heavenly mirage net, the difference is huge. Ao Wuming sighed. That girl's grandmother. How could there be such a powerful person? Exactly how many hidden super experts are there in this immortal, devil and demon realm? Not many. Zhang Yan's voice sounded. Zhang Yan, who was dressed in pink, ran over. Behind her was a gentle and beautiful woman, Ao Wuming's wife. Brother Wuming, do you think that hidden experts are radishes? You can have as many as you want. Zhang Yan pouted. She counted with her fingers and said, the powerful ones in the immortal realm are the Cyan Emperor, Emperor Yu, Mystic Emperor, and the Hidden Emperor, who doesn't really care about anything. Ao Wuming interrupted. There's also your master. My master. Zhang Yan laughed. Grandmother doesn't like people who care about things. In the entire immortal devil and demon realm, there are only 2 or 3 people whose strength is close to that of grandmother. Qin Yu was overwhelmed with shock. In the entire immortal devil and demon realm, there were only a few people who could match up to Zhang Yan's grandmother. Clearly, her grandmother was one of the top experts. Thinking about it, it was truly frightening. Miss Zhang Yan, your master is truly powerful. Qin Yu couldn't help but sigh. Zhang Yan said helplessly. What's the use of being powerful? When I wanted to come out to play, grandmother was unwilling no matter what I said. In the end, we had a falling out. That's why I made a pact with grandmother and came out. Falling out? Ao Wuming was also surprised. Wuming, for little sister Yen'er to be able to leave her grandmother's side and come out, she had made a great decision. The gentle wife of Ao Wuming, Lianzhu, said with a smile. Oh, what happened? Ao Wuming looked to Lianzhu. Lianzhu smiled so much that her eyes narrowed. She rubbed Zhang Yan's head and said, Yen'er and her grandmother had a falling out. Her grandmother said that she wouldn't care about her anymore. Grandmother, humph. Zhang Yan wrinkled her nose. At this moment, Jun Luoyu also walked out. Among them, Jun Luoyu knew the most about Zhang Yan's matter. If your grandmother said that she wouldn't care about you, why would she do those things? If she didn't treat you well, why would she give you 2 divine artifacts? Divine Artifact Spaceshifter and Divine Artifact Heavenly Mirage Net. These 2 divine artifacts are indeed very miraculous. If I were to possess these 2 divine artifacts, I would even dare to fight against my father. Ao Wuming exclaimed in admiration. Qin Yu didn't know much about these 2 divine artifacts. Liu, what are those 2 divine artifacts used for? Qin Yu asked. Jun Liu smiled and said, these 2 divine artifacts. The divine artifact Spaceshifter is capable of teleportation. It is capable of teleportation during a battle. Even if the space is shaken with the divine artifact Spaceshifter, one would be able to teleport. That powerful. Qin Yu immediately understood the power of these two divine artifacts. If an expert of the same level possessed such a divine artifact, he would definitely be able to teleport and launch a sneak attack to kill his opponent. Even if the difference in power was large, he could still use this to escape. There's another divine artifact, the Heavenly Mirage Net, that's even more powerful. When the Heavenly Mirage Net attacks, not only can it form all kinds of illusions, its attack power is also extremely powerful. The most powerful aspect of this Heavenly Mirage Net is its defense. Once the Heavenly Mirage Net encircles itself, it will form a small space. The strength of its defense. Even an expert like Emperor Yu would have a hard time breaking through it. Jun Luyu sighed. Qin Yu was speechless. What kind of terrifying person was this Zhang Yan's grandmother? These two divine artifacts were too powerful. The Heavenly Mirage Net could both attack and defend. When it defended, even Emperor Yu would have a hard time breaking through it. That divine artifact, Space Shifter, was also abnormal. Even Immortal Emperor Enai Yang's divine artifact is inferior to Zhang Yan's grandmother. Qin Yu couldn't help but come to such a conclusion. Qin Yu didn't know that Immortal Emperor Enai Yang's strength and foundation were indeed inferior to Zhang Yan's grandmother. This kind of super expert who didn't reveal himself was already very frightening when he revealed just a little bit. Oh, Wu Ming smiled and said, "Alright, don't be envious. There's no need to doubt Yenner's grandmother's strength. I only recently found out about the existence of a super expert like Yenner's grandmother through my father. In the past million years, I've never heard of the existence of Yenner's grandmother. Compared to that hidden emperor, Yenner's grandmother is the real hidden expert." Oh, Wu Ming sighed and said. Qin Yu also nodded his head in agreement. Although the hidden emperor was called Hidden Emperor, his reputation could be considered to be widespread. This Zhang Yan's grandmother possessed tyrannical strength. Qin Yu was able to tell from the conversation between these people that she was definitely a peak existence in the immortal devil and demon realm. However, even Ao Wuming, the prince of the dragon clan, only found out about her recently. From this, one could imagine how hidden Zhang Yan's grandmother was. Alright, my grandmother doesn't like other people bothering her. She gave me these two divine artifacts and even appeared to greet those Emperor Yu, Mystic Emperor and other random people. She wanted me to be safe and not bother her in the future," said Zhang Yan with a pout. At the same time, she was still mumbling something that no one knew. Qin Yu shook his head and smiled. He said, "Miss Zhang Yan, with these two divine artifacts that your grandmother gave you, those who are weaker than Emperor Yu would not be able to injure you at all. As for those experts who have reached the level of Emperor Yu, your grandmother had already warned them. For her to be so concerned about you, you should understand." Qin Yu was very concerned about the care and concern of his elders. Qin Yu's elders, regardless of whether it was his father, Grandpa Lian when he was young or Uncle Lon, Qin Yu deeply respected all of them. He couldn't bear to see the younger generation not caring about their elders. The reason why she did that was because she didn't want others to disturb her. Zhang Yan explained in a low voice. "You all don't know my grandmother's temperament. She doesn't like to communicate with others and doesn't like to see strangers. If it wasn't for me coming out this time, even Emperor Yu, the Dragon Emperor, and those other people wouldn't know that my grandmother existed in the immortal devil and demon realm." "That's true." Ao Wuming nodded his head in agreement. "We're all frogs at the bottom of a well. The immortal devil and demon realm is boundlessly vast. Who knows, there might be experts like Yenner's grandmother in some place." Jun Luyu also laughed. "No matter how powerful an expert is, it's all because they started off as a weakling step by step. Qin Yu didn't really care about it." "That's reasonable." Ao Wuming nodded his head and said. Then he looked to Qin Yu and Jun Luyu and said, "Qin Yu, Luyu, I want to go to the Hidden Emperor Star in the near future. If you two have nothing to do, why don't you come with me and have some fun?" Hidden Emperor Star. Qin Yu's eyes shined. Not to mention that Jiang Yan's grandmother, who he didn't even know where she lived, Qin Yu had already heard of this hidden emperor. A level 9 immortal emperor. He was definitely one of the top existences. After pondering for a moment, I don't have anything important to do, so I'll go to the hidden emperor star for a stroll. I'll casually find a place there and train in seclusion. My strength is too weak, said Qin Yu with a smile. Hearing Qin Yu say, train in seclusion, Jun Luoyu's expression changed. I'll also go with you. Jun Luoyu's face had a trace of bitterness. This time, after seeing Big Brother Wu Ming's battle with Ji Bai and Shui Yiling, I realized how big of a gap there is between me and Shui Yiling. As Jun Luoyu spoke, he calmed down. Big Brother Lu, don't be sad, said Jiang Yan as she pulled Jun Luoyu's arm and lightly shook it. Her big eyes were also staring at Jun Luoyu. The person who was most familiar with Jun Luoyu was Jiang Yan. Jun Luoyu bitterly smiled. Okay. I vow to make that blood devil emperor wish he was dead and kill all of his vicious and merciless subordinates. However, my current strength is still far from enough, far from enough. After saying that, Jun Luoyu looked to Qin Yu with a burning gaze. Qin Yu, after we arrive at the hidden emperor star, I'll train in seclusion with you. If I don't break through this time, I vow to not come out of seclusion. Feeling Jun Luoyu's determination, Qin Yu smiled and nodded. Let's train in seclusion together. Ao Wu Ming laughed. Haha, good. The three of us will go to the hidden emperor star together. The feeling of being together with brothers is truly delightful. Even when drinking, there will be someone to accompany us. Wu Ming, restrain yourself a bit when drinking. Ao Wu Ming's wife Lian Zhu said softly. Ao Wu Ming's smile immediately turned into a bitter smile. He could only nod repeatedly. Okay, restrain myself a bit. Qin Yu and Jun Luoyu couldn't help but smile. When the two of them saw Ao Wu Ming and his wife being so affectionate, they couldn't help but recall their own matters and felt somewhat sad and distressed in their hearts. Times the number one expert of the Indigo Bay starfield, Hidden Emperor, who was even considered to be the number one expert of the Immortal Realm, lived on the Hidden Emperor star. There were a total of 10 teleportation formations on the Hidden Emperor star. These teleportation formations were set up on the mountainside of a tall mountain on the Hidden Emperor star. This mountain was called the Cyan Bamboo Mountain. Mountain ranges were stacked on top of each other and springs gurgled. Several simple and unadorned palaces were scattered all over the mountainside of the Cyan Bamboo Mountain in picturesque disorder. These palaces were the residences of the experts who guarded the teleportation formations. In the middle of the palaces were numerous interstellar teleportation formations. There were numerous experts beside the 10 interstellar teleportation formations. The weakest among them possessed the cultivation of Golden Immortal. The strongest among them, the leader, had even reached the level of Immortal Emperor. Perhaps only the Hidden Emperor star would have an Immortal Emperor guard the interstellar teleportation formations. Those 10 interstellar teleportation formations would occasionally flicker with light. Evidently, the flow of people in the Hidden Emperor star was very large. Every day, a lot of people would come to the Hidden Emperor star. Following the flickering of one of the interstellar teleportation formations, Qin Yu, Ao Wu Ming and Jun Luoyu appeared. Ao Wu Ming's wife Lian Zhu did not like noisy places. Thus, she lived in the Wu Ming Dragon Mansion. As for Jiang Yan, she stayed in the Wu Ming Dragon Mansion to chat with Lian Zhu. After all, the Wu Ming Dragon Mansion was absorbed into Ao Wu Ming's body. If Jiang Yan wanted to meet them, she could come out at any time. Chapter 349. The Hidden Emperor star is mainly divided into 3 regions. The first region is the core region of the Hidden Emperor star, the Hidden Lead. The Hidden Lead is the region where the Hidden Emperor, his close friends and their younger generation disciples live. Outsiders are not allowed to enter. Ao Wu Ming, Jun Luoyu and Qin Yu were flying in the sky while Ao Wu Ming was introducing the general knowledge of the Hidden Emperor star to Jun Luoyu and Qin Yu. After all, Jun Luoyu had only cultivated for several hundred years. Although his power was very high, the things he knew were not much more than Qi knew. 3 regions, one is the hidden lead. What about the other 2? Qi Yu asked. Oh, Wuming smiled and said. The other 2 regions are the East Star City and the West Star City. Although they are said to be 2 cities, they are actually not a single city. Jun Luoyu also became curious. Oh, Wuming smiled and said. How big is the surface area of the hidden Emperor Star? It's more than 1 billion miles wide. The East Star City and West Star City are not even several billion miles wide. In fact, regardless of whether it is the East Star City or the West Star City, they are divided into the main city and many other citadels. Citadel. Qi Yu was not very clear about this term. The cities that protect the main city like guards are called citadels. Take the East Star City for example. The East Star City's main city is surrounded by 8 citadels in all directions. 8 citadels plus 1 main city is the East Star City. The West Star City is the same. Merely the West Star City has more citadels. 16 citadels. Ao Wuming explained in detail. Qi Yu understood. He couldn't help but smile and said. This hidden Emperor Star is truly special. Especially the citadel, it is something that has never been seen on other planets. Jun Luoyu gasped in admiration. Let's go, I'll bring you 2 around. Let's go take a look at the hidden lead. Immediately after, the 3 of them directly rushed toward one of the 3 regions, the hidden lead. With the speed of the 3 of them, they arrived at a boundless and indistinct region in a short while. This region seemed to be filled with endless mountain ranges, forests, swamps and so on. We can't proceed any further. Ao Wuming descended with Qin Yu and Xiao Yu. Looking at the boundless region before them, Qin Yu and Jun Luoyu could clearly sense that not far away, there was a kind of enormous restriction energy that was unceasingly flowing around the boundary of the region. Ao Wuming pointed to this boundless region and said with a smile. This is the core region of the hidden Emperor Star, the hidden lead. The hidden lead occupies a circumference of several tens of millions of miles. However, the population within it is very small. That's why there are no signs of human habitation in the periphery. Qin Yu and Jun Luoyu both nodded. Brother John Doe, is there no way to enter the hidden lead? Qin Yu asked doubtfully. Oh, Wuming said with a smile. Of course there's a way to enter. Hidden lead also has an entrance. It's just that the entrance is guarded by the people inside hidden lead. You can only enter with the permission of the people inside the hidden leader. Haha, given my martial prowess, of course I can force my way in. But that would be far too impolite to the Hermit Emperor. Qin Yu began to spread out his immortal awareness. However, when his immortal awareness came into contact with that enormous restriction, it was actually unable to penetrate any further. He could only sense that this enormous restriction contained an astonishing amount of energy. Qin Yu, don't try anymore. Ao Wuming stopped him. This enormous restriction formation was jointly set up by the 3 great experts of the hidden Emperor Star. Earlier, when I said that I could force my way in, it was only through the entrance. As for breaking through this restriction formation, it's simply impossible. The 3 great experts of the hidden Emperor Star. Jun Luoyu looked at Ao Wuming. Qin Yu was also puzzled. Wasn't the strongest person in the hidden Emperor Star the hidden Emperor Star? Why would there be the 3 great experts of the hidden Emperor Star? Of all the major powers of the immortal realm, although the hidden Emperor's power only covers the entire hidden Emperor Star, or even the hidden leader of the hidden Emperor Star, Emperor Yu, Mystic Emperor and Cyan Emperor did not dare to offend the hidden Emperor. If the hidden Emperor Star only had a single hidden Emperor, then Emperor Yu and them would not care too much about the hidden Emperor by relying on the number of subordinates. Ao Wuming explained in detail. This hidden Emperor has 2 great experts under him, the Black and White Immortal Emperors. When I said, subordinates, that hidden Emperor said that the Black and White Immortal Emperors were his good friends. Are those 2 very strong? Jun Luoyu frowned and said. How come I've only heard of the Hidden Emperor in the Hidden Emperor Star and have never heard of the Black and White Immortal Emperors? Ao Wuming smiled. The Black and White Immortal Emperors simply do not care about fame and rarely fight. Naturally, they do not have much fame. However, there is no need to doubt their strength. That's because the two of them are both level 8 Immortal Emperors. Jun Luoyu was startled. Qin Yu's expression also stiffened. He knew that Emperor Yu was a level 8 Immortal Emperor. However, this hidden emperor was a bit too valiant. Not only was he a level 9 Immortal Emperor, even his two friends were level 8 Immortal Emperors. In terms of super experts, Emperor Yu, Mystic Emperor and Cyan Emperor might only be able to compete with the Hidden Emperor if they were to join forces. Qin Yu sighed and said, "Well." Ao Wuming shook his head and smiled. Qin Yu, remember, one's cultivation level is not one's strength. Although Emperor Yu is also a level 8 Immortal Emperor, his actual attack power is hard to say. Qin Yu lightly smiled. He naturally understood this point. Reaching the level of a level 8 or 9 Immortal Emperor was already considered to be the peak of the Immortal, Devil and Demon realm. When fighting, one would need to rely on special skills or powerful divine artifacts. With these three people, who would dare to disturb the Hidden Emperor's cultivation? Ao Wuming chuckled. Furthermore, there are also many idle Immortal Emperors gathered under the Hidden Emperor's leadership. The strength of the Hidden Emperor is very strong. He himself also has disciples and the like. Junliu couldn't help but sigh. The Hidden Emperor's sphere of influence is only the Hidden Emperor Star. However, his overall strength is instead a bit stronger than Emperor Yu and the others. Extraordinary, extraordinary. In the Immortal, Devil and Demon realm, the true strength does not depend on the size of your territory. Instead, it depends on the number of level 7, level 8 and level 9 Immortal Emperors as well as their strength. Ao Wuming said solemnly. Qin Yu and Jun Luoyu both understood in their hearts. In the battle between the peak powers, although level 2 and level 3 Immortal Emperors could be considered to be people, they were not related to the overall situation. The ones who were truly competing were those super experts. At the very least, they had reached the level of the green-blooded sword Immortal Ji Bai. Only then would they have the qualifications to be arrogant. Let's go, we'll go to the East Star City's main city. Ao Wuming said. This time, the main reason I came to the Hidden Emperor Star was to meet a friend. After meeting that friend, I'll have nothing else to do. At that time, I'll accompany you all in seclusion training. Then why aren't we leaving? Qin Yu said with a smile. Let's go. The three of them immediately turned into 3 rays of light and rushed toward the East Star City's main city. Seeing these big cities in the Immortal, Devil and Demon realm, the mortal cities in the mortal realm's hidden dragon continent looked like little villages. The disparity was too big. The city walls were tall and straight. They extended from the north to the south. With a glance, one could see that it was endless. Just the length of the city walls was who knows how many tens of thousands of miles. Perhaps only countless Immortal and Devil realm experts would be able to build such a big city. East Star City inside the main city. There's too many people. Jun Luoyu couldn't help but sigh as he walked through the city gate. I couldn't see a single person at the hidden lead. However, there are countless people here. Qin Yu also felt that this place was very lively. The Hidden Emperor Star was worthy of being a famous planet in the Immortal, Devil and Demon realm. There were experts from all over the Immortal, Devil and Demon realms. Haha, the powers in the Hidden Emperor Star are tangled and complicated. After all, it's the Hidden Emperor's planet. No matter if it's the Immortal, Devil or Demon realm, they all have their own people stationed here. Ao Wuming said with a smile. The three of them were casually strolling on the street. Even walking on the street depended on one's strength. If one's strength was weak, one would have to rely on the corners of the street to walk. If one's strength was strong, one would be able to walk in the middle of the street. Of course, the people of the Immortal, Devil and Demon realm were used to this. Big Brother Wuming, who are you going to meet this time? It's Jun Luoyu. A good friend. He's the leader of the Beast clan stationed in the hidden Emperor Star," said Ao Wuming very casually. "His strength is much stronger than yours. Back then I got to know him through drinking." Qin Yu and Jun Luoyu couldn't help but smile in their hearts. It seemed that this Ao Wuming was truly addicted to drinking. "Jelly, what does it have to do with you that little brother has treasures? Could it be that you're relying on your profound strength to openly rob him on the streets of the East Star City? Isn't this too excessive?" Qin Yu and the other two were still chatting when they heard a loud shout from the front. "Oh, openly rob. Interesting. Let's go and have a look." Ao Wuming clearly liked to join in the fun. Qin Yu and Jun Luoyu also walked over. At this time, there were already a lot of people gathered in front. After walking in, they took a look. Although Qin Yu's strength was not strong, but with the assistance of Lu Xing's tear, his immortal awareness was extremely sensitive. He easily discovered the two people in front of him. The black-clothed long-haired man was a level 9 Devil King. As for the purple-clothed man, he was a level 8 Golden Immortal. Behind the purple-clothed man stood a frightened youth. This youth's strength was merely a level 6 Heavenly Immortal. The black-clothed long-haired man said indifferently, "Jia Jin, although this youth was lucky enough to unearth this treasure with his strength, it's impossible for him to protect this treasure. As the saying goes, treasures of heaven and earth are obtained by those with strength. It's best for you to step aside." Qin Yu couldn't help but laugh. Those with strength obtain treasures. Tampering with them would be very easy. However, the purple-clothed youth shook his head and said, "In your dreams, wanting to openly rob on the streets, no matter what, don't even think of succeeding. Then you can go and die." The black-clothed long-haired man's voice suddenly turned cold. His long hair suddenly started to move without wind. With a slight movement, he turned into a black shadow and disappeared. Azura Devil Path. His strength is not bad. His weapon is a high-quality devil artifact. Ao Wuming commented from the side. That level 8 Golden Immortal. There shouldn't be much difference between the two of them. When the two of them started to fight, the surrounding people immediately retreated, only to see streams of energy spreading out in all directions. The two great experts seemed to be very familiar with each other. For a moment they were actually evenly matched. "Two idiots," a cold voice sounded. Jun Luoyu had already arrived beside the pitiful and frightened youth. When the fight started, the violent energy almost killed this level 6 Heavenly Immortal. Luckily Jun Luoyu blocked it. "What did you say?" The black-clothed long-haired youth and the purple-clothed youth's face changed. They stopped and looked at Jun Luoyu. Everyone wanted face, especially experts like them. "You!" Jun Luoyu pointed at the black-clothed long-haired man. "It's not like the matter of experts snatching has never happened before. But you actually attacked in broad daylight, even in the middle of the street. If you're not an idiot, then what are you?" "You!" Jun Luoyu pointed at the purple-clothed youth. "You want to protect people, but when you fight you don't care about anything. If I was a step slower, this little brother would have lost his life. You still want to protect people." The black-clothed long-haired man and the purple-clothed youth's face were very ugly. Being pointed at and scolded would make anyone unhappy. "Scram!" Cold shout sounded. A pair of large hands appeared out of thin air and pushed the black-clothed long-haired man and the purple-clothed youth away. The two of them were like sandbags as they were fiercely smashed into the walls on both sides of the street. A pair of muscular arms, a strong body, explosive red hair, and a pair of spirited tiger eyes. Just by standing there, an unshakable aura made the surrounding people's hearts tremble. "What a strong man. Meng Hong." Ao Wuming smiled. "Wuming, you're finally here." The red-haired strong man laughed loudly. At the same time, he glanced at the black-clothed long-haired man and the purple-clothed youth and scolded. "Motherf asterisk cur, you two trash. This time I'm happy that my brother is here, so I'll spare your lives. If I see you blocking my way on the street again, I'll directly kill you." The black-clothed long-haired man and the purple-clothed youth swallowed their dry throats. They didn't dare to talk nonsense and hurriedly fled. Others might not know who this red-haired strong man was, but they knew. This was a demon emperor, and an extremely powerful one at that. Even if the black-clothed long-haired man and the purple-clothed youth asked their sex elders to come, it would be sending them to their deaths. "Meng Hong, let's talk at your place," Oh Wuming said. "Okay." Meng Hong smiled at Qin Yu and Jun Luoyu. Jun Luoyu pulled the level 6 heavenly immortal youth's hand and followed Meng Hong, in a manner that occupied tens of acres of land. "Wuming, you still haven't introduced these people to me?" said Meng Hong with a smile. Ao Wuming immediately introduced them to Qin Yu and Jun Luoyu. "This is Jun Luoyu and this is Qin Yu. They are both my good brothers." Meng Hong looked at Jun Luoyu and Qin Yu with a face full of smiles. "Brother Luoyu, brother Qin Yu, since you're Wuming's brothers, then you're also my Meng Hong's brothers. In the future, if there's anything in the hidden Emperor Star, or in the territory of the Beast Clan in the Demon Realm, feel free to find me," said Meng Hong while patting his chest. He appeared to be very forthright. Immediately after, he chuckled and said, "Of course I won't care about the Bird Clan or the Dragon Clan. Regarding the Dragon Clan, a prince like Wuming's words are more useful than mine." Oh Wuming also laughed. Jun Luoyu spoke. "Big brother Wuming, you still haven't introduced brother Meng Hong." Oh Wuming patted his head and laughed. "It's my mistake. Luoyu Qin Yu, this is Demon Emperor Meng Hong, one of the 36 heavenly stars under the Ox Demon Emperor of the Beast Clan. His strength is very strong." Qin Yu did not hear what Ao Wuming said at all. That's because he recalled what Meng Hong said earlier. "If there's anything in the Beast Clan in the Demon Realm, feel free to find me. Isn't Fei a fiery-eyed water ape? He belongs to the Beast Clan. This Meng Hong might know about Fei." Qin Yu couldn't help but become excited. Without having the time to flatter, Qin Yu directly said, "Brother Meng Hong, I wonder if there's a person called Ho Fei that ascended from the Beast Clan in the past 200 years? After saying those words, Qin Yu was so nervous that he could hear his own heartbeat. His eyes were firmly fixed on Meng Hong. Meng Hong was startled. "Ho Fei? You're talking about? Could it be that the super divine beast fiery-eyed water ape that recently appeared in the Ape Clan?" Chapter 350. Qin Yu felt a burst of dizziness in his head. His eyes widened as he stared at Meng Hong. You said, a fiery-eyed water ape called Ho Fei appeared in the Ape and Monkey Clan?" Qin Yu had only asked Meng Hong because of a flash of inspiration. Who would have thought that Meng Hong actually knew about Ho Fei? What Qin Yu wanted to confirm the most now was whether or not the Ho Fei mentioned by Meng Hong was his second brother. "Haha, don't tell me I'm lying to you." Meng Hong laughed loudly. "Brother Qin Yu, can we talk about this at the table? I've already prepared a banquet in the main hall." Qin Yu knew that he was too impulsive. Everyone was still in the hallway of the manor, and he was too impatient to ask like this. Suppressing the excitement in his heart, Qin Yu said apologetically, "All right, we'll talk about it at the table." Oh Wuming looked at Qin Yu. He was able to sense that at this moment, Qin Yu's mood had undergone a drastic change. That rapid change in mood had even caused Qin Yu's face to turn slightly red. Meng Hong warmly led Ao Wuming, Jun Luoyu, and Qin Yu into the main hall. Inside the main hall, there were maids bowing and standing. There were 4 seats on the floor of the main hall. In front of each seat, there was a knee-high table. On each table there were delicacies. The 4 of them took their seats. After 3 rounds of wine, Qin Yu had calmed down a lot. At this moment he asked, "Brother Meng Hong, you said that a fiery-eyed water ape called Ho Fei appeared in the Ape and Monkey Clan?" Meng Hong put down his wine cup when he heard. He rudely wiped the corner of his mouth and said with his eyes wide open, Brother Chinyu, speaking of this matter, the entire ape and monkey clan was bustling with noise and excitement. That fiery-eyed water ape was called Ho Fei. I definitely didn't remember wrongly. Can you guarantee that there is only one fire-eyed water ape called Ho Fei? Qin Yu asked again. Haha. Oh Wuming laughed out loud. Qin Yu, what do you think the fiery-eyed water ape is? That's a super divine beast. In the entire history of the immortal devil and demon realm, there were only a few fiery-eyed water apes. And right now, the only fiery-eyed water ape that still exists is Ho Fei. Do you think it's easy to have the same name? Qin Yu heaved a sigh of relief. When did that fiery-eyed water ape by the name of Ho Fei appear in the immortal devil and demon realm? Qin Yu asked again. He wanted to completely clarify the matter so that he could be at ease. Very short, just a few hundred years, Meng Hong said casually. For a demon emperor level expert, a few hundred years was indeed a very short time. There are only so many super divine beasts in the demon realm, and there are even fewer super divine beasts in the beast clan. When my beast clan found this Ho Fei, we had a big celebration. Meng Hong laughed. Qin Yu was completely certain in his heart. This Ho Fei that Meng Hong spoke of ought to be his brother. Qin Yu, why are you so concerned about that Ho Fei? Jun Luoyu asked curiously. Qin Yu laughed and said, Luoyu, there's something you don't know. This Ho Fei is actually my good brother. The people on the scene were all curious. Qin Yu, how did you get involved with this Ho Fei? Ao Wuming asked. Big brother Wuming, there are a lot of things that are still unclear right now. In a few days you all will understand. Qin Yu covered it up just like that. At the same time, he looked to Meng Hong and asked. Meng Hong, you said that the fiery-eyed water ape is a super divine beast. Yes. Meng Hong nodded affirmatively. Then he looked at Qin Yu doubtfully. Could it be that you don't know this? Jun Luoyu laughed and said. Not only does Qin Yu not know, even I am not too sure. Until now, I only know that the five-clawed golden dragon and the phoenix of the bird clan are super divine beasts. I don't know anything else. Brother Wuming, it's better for you to tell them. You are the most qualified to tell them. Meng Hong laughed. Ao Wuming himself was a five-clawed golden dragon. Of course he was the most knowledgeable. Ao Wuming laughed and said. Haha, super divine beasts are extremely rare. Even the five-clawed golden dragon, which has the most super divine beasts, only has a few. One can count them with one's fingers. Obviously, the number of five-clawed golden dragons was only in the single digits. The five-clawed golden dragon has the most super divine beasts. Qin Yu couldn't help but ask. Ao Wuming chuckled. The bird clan is divided into many different types, and the beast clan is similarly divided into many different types. Only my scaled clan is practically supported by the dragon clan. The dragon clan can basically be considered as the scaled clan. If the dragon clan doesn't have many super divine beasts, how can we compete with the bird and beast clans? Qin Yu, Jun Luoyu, and Meng Hong all laughed. Everyone knew that the bird clan is divided into the eagle clan, rock clan, phoenix clan, red luan, and many others. The beast clan is also divided into qilin, lion, ape, bull, tiger, bear, and many others. Only among the scaled clans, the other smaller clans could be ignored. Among the scaled clans, almost all of them were carried by the dragon clan. It can be said that the dragon clan can completely represent the scaled clan. The super divine beast of my dragon clan is only the five-clawed golden dragon. However, the beast clan's super divine beasts are divided into golden-eyed stone ape, fiery-eyed water ape, purple-eyed bull demon king, and fire qilin. The beast clan has 4 types of super divine beasts. Our dragon clan only has 1 type. Of course, the number is slightly higher. Ao Wuming laughed. Qin Yu nodded with a smile. He now understood. So the beast clan's super divine beasts are golden-eyed stone ape, fiery-eyed water ape, purple-eyed bull demon king, and fire qilin. Brother Wuming, although the Beast Clan has 4 types of super divine beasts, there isn't a single fire Qilin in the entire immortal, devil and demon realm. There are at most 3 purple-eyed bull demon kings and only 1 golden-eyed stone ape. The fiery-eyed water ape was only recently discovered. Meng Hong said with a smile. Hearing this number, Qin Yu couldn't help but be shocked. Qin Yu, now do you understand the status of that Ho Fei? Oh, Wuming laughed. Qin Yu couldn't help but feel excited. How could he not understand? The ape and monkey clan actually only has 2 super divine beasts. 1 golden-eyed stone ape and the other fiery-eyed water ape. Was there even a need to think about Ho Fei's status? The beast clan is mainly supported by the ape and monkey clan and the ox clan. There are even 3 purple-eyed bull demon kings. Moreover, the purple-eyed bull demon kings are born with leadership abilities. Under their rule, the beast clan is very powerful. Oh, Wuming praised. What is Ho Fei doing right now? Brother Meng Hong, do you know anything about him? Qin Yu asked with a smile. Qin Yu still wanted to know more about his second brother. Meng Hong chuckled and said, "Who wouldn't pay attention to the appearance of a super divine beast in our beast clan? 200 years ago, I also don't know what His Majesty the Ox Demon Emperor was thinking, to actually send the youngest purple-eyed Ox Demon King, a purple-eyed Ox Demon King who is only a first-grade Demon King, Man Qian, to the mortal realm. Although that Ni Yang's realm is important, it's also not worth it to send a super divine beast down there." As one of the 36 heavenly stars under the Ox Demon Emperor, Meng Hong was very clear about the reason why the Ox Demon Emperor sent Man Qian down to the mortal realm. Meng Hong, don't speak nonsense. How could you understand what His Majesty the Ox Demon Emperor is thinking? Ao Wuming reprimanded. Yes. Meng Hong shook his head. He knew that he was a bit reckless. Meng Hong, my brother Qin Yu asked you about Ho Fei, and you actually brought Man Qian into the picture. Ao Wuming shook his head and laughed. Brother Qin Yu, I'm sorry. Meng Hong immediately greeted him and then said, "Speaking of this Ho Fei, when the fiery-eyed water ape appeared in the beast clan, the news spread like a whirlwind. One of the 2 emperors of our beast clan, His Majesty the Great Ape Emperor, personally went to receive Ho Fei. Moreover, he brought Ho Fei with him." His Majesty the Great Ape Emperor personally brought Ho Fei with him. Qin Yu felt relieved. Ho Fei was treated as a treasure, and would naturally not be in any danger. Oh, Wuming smacked his lips and said, "Although the beast clan has 2 emperors, the one who is actually in charge is the Ox Demon Emperor. As for the Great Ape Emperor, he may participate in the battle, but how could he manage the enormous beast clan? Although His Majesty the Great Ape Emperor does not care about matters, he is naturally very concerned about the ape and monkey clan's second super divine beast." Meng Hong said solemnly. The ape and monkey clan, including Ho Fei, only had 2 super divine beasts. How could the Great Ape Emperor not be concerned about Ho Fei? Let's drink. Qin Yu raised his cup and happily drank with everyone. Knowing the news about his second brother Ho Fei, Qin Yu was naturally extremely happy. After everyone ate and drank to their heart's content for half a day, there was no longer any estrangement between them. Brother Qin Yu, that Ho Fei, speaking of which, he is truly very strange. Meng Hong drank a mouthful of wine and said with a frown, "Oh, what's strange about him?" Qin Yu immediately pricked up his ears. Meng Hong put down his wine cup and said, "This Ho Fei, he is cultivating very hard beside the Great Ape Emperor. However, other than cultivating, he actually always wants to go to the bird clan's territory. Don't you think that's strange? Go to the bird clan's territory." Qin Yu immediately understood. The reason why his second brother wanted to go to the bird clan's territory should be to find Xiao He. After all, Ho Fei did not know where he would ascend to. However, Xiao He would definitely ascend to the bird clan's territory in the demon realm. Did he go to the bird clan's territory? Qin Yu asked. Meng Hong replied straightforwardly. From the beast clan's territory to the bird clan's territory, he still has to pass through the dragon clan's territory. There are all kinds of dangers along the way. The great ape emperor directly told Ho Fei that he would not bring him to the bird clan's territory until he reached the Demon King realm. Guess what happened to that Ho Fei? Meng Hong looked at Qin Yu, Jun Luoyu and Ao Wuming. Meng Hong saw the three's expression of waiting for an answer and said with satisfaction, "That Ho Fei is really abnormal. As expected of a super divine beast. He cultivated to the first-grade Demon King realm in just over 100 years. Over 100 years. Qin Yu was a little surprised. Don't you think it's fast? It's really abnormal. Even if he's a super divine beast, even with the guidance of the great ape emperor, he shouldn't be this abnormal." Meng Hong could not help but sigh. Ao Wuming laughed. Brother Meng Hong, it's okay if you say this in front of others, but you saying this in front of my brother Luoyu is a joke. Do you know what my brother Luoyu is called? Hearing Ao Wuming's words, Jun Luoyu could not help but smile helplessly. Called what? Meng Hong was very astonished. Genius Immortal Emperor. Ao Wuming said proudly. Genius Immortal Emperor. Brother Luoyu cultivated to level 2 Mystic Immortal in a few hundred years. He cultivated to Golden Immortal in less than 100 years. That Ho Fei is also a super divine beast and has the guidance of the great ape emperor. My brother Luoyu is a human and does not have a master. He cultivated alone. Meng Hong looked at Jun Luoyu in shock. Jun Luoyu could only shake his head and smile. Genius Immortal Emperor. I did not expect brother Luoyu to be so amazing. Meng Hong stared at Jun Luoyu with wide eyes. Luck, it's just luck. Jun Luoyu smiled. Meng Hong took a deep breath and looked at Ao Wuming. Brother Wuming, today's guests are not ordinary. If brother Luoyu is a genius immortal emperor, then what about brother Qin Yu? He must not be ordinary either. Don't talk about me, I am also an ordinary person. Qin Yu waved his hand and smiled. What are you being modest for? Ao Wuming smiled. He was indeed very curious about Qin Yu. To be able to escape the pursuit of a level 7 devil emperor, to possess an immortal estate that was even bigger than his Wuming Dragon Palace, and to be brothers with the new super divine beast Ho Fei of the Beast Clan. How could such a person be an ordinary person? Brother Qin Yu, he is stronger than me. Jun Luoyu smiled faintly. Jun Luoyu had personally witnessed Qin Yu's astonishing speed when he was being chased by the white-haired blood devil. Even the white-haired blood devil could not catch up to Qin Yu's speed. Furthermore, Qin Yu did not even use the divine weapon Sky Shifter. Furthermore, Jun Luoyu also knew that Qin Yu could actually change his body. A person whose actual strength was only at level 2 or 3 Golden Immortal was actually able to easily escape from the white-hair blood devil Shui Yiling. Jun Luoyu, was ashamed of his inferiority. Alright, don't look at me like that. To be honest, amongst the 4 of us, I am indeed the weakest. Qin Yu smiled and said. Everyone had secrets hidden in their hearts. Seeing Qin Yu like this, everyone naturally did not continue to ask. It was just that Qin Yu's mysteriousness was deeply engraved in their hearts. Brother Meng Hong, Big Brother Wuming, let me ask you something. In the past 200 years, has a black eagle by the name of He Yu appeared in the bird clan? Qin Yu had been concerned about Xiao He the entire time. Kuro. Ao Wuming and Meng Hong were both very confused. Ao Wuming immediately said, Qin Yu, the population of the bird clan is countless. Those called Kuro should be in the tens of thousands. Which one are you talking about? Qin Yu considered the information for a while and said, Kuro is a black eagle. As for what species he is, I am not sure. But one thing is certain. He is at least a high-level divine beast. Perhaps a super divine beast. He only ascended in the past 200 years. Do you know him? Qin Yu nervously looked at Ao Wuming and Meng Hong. Ao Wuming was the prince of the dragon clan. Meng Hong was also one of the 36 heavenly stars under the Ox Demon Emperor. They should know about the big news of the demon realm. Someone called Kuro. And at least a high-level divine beast. Meng Hong frowned. Ao Wuming at the side was also carefully searching through the information in his mind. Qin Yu stared at the two, waiting for an answer. You're tuning in to the Whispers of Romance YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.